yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna.
I knew I forgot to do something.
Yeah.
I forgot to change the stream title. Apparently you're Keo now, so welcome, Keo.
I have a little bit more hair.
A touch more hair, yeah, like
A
not a
touch,
massive.
yeah.
Yeah. Right, okay, and now we must begin the holy shell cycle where I post it everywhere. So let's go.
Yeah, I already shared it on my
Sweet,
YouTube.
sweet.
I'm gonna share it on Discord as well. So,
Live now with Smoke.
announcements. Tagging everyone because that's what good Discord owners do.
I do the same thing, and now like almost everyone has it muted, besides like 2 people. So well, fuck it.
Yeah, it was funny like that time where I didn't know how to mute the at everyone things. So I just got a bunch of pings from every single server I was in.
Mm-hmm. I'm in so many servers at this point, I can't be bothered like fucking going through them all and turning that off. So I just suffer every day. I just fucking suffer every day.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so
Yeah, the notifications just like they piss me off way too much.
yeah, it's fucking.
So yeah, I only let the either ones where the pings are not all like too frequent, or the ones where like I want to see.
Right, okay. Let me just post it on YouTube for the 2 people that care there, and then we'll fucking we'll begin. I don't want to share a photo. Talking to Smoke. Did you see I got into like a not an argument, but I was like, I was talking to someone on one of your videos because he wrote like, oh yeah, another fucking combo against an enemy that doesn't fight back.
Oh yeah, I don't think I remember the comment, but I don't think I saw your reply.
I was looking at it. It's just because I was looking through like your latest videos, and I was looking at the comment, and I was like, "Don't do it! Fuck, I'm doing it." Okay.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's not too upset. I was just saying, like, don't focus on those dumb fucking obvious things that are irrelevant. Focus on the fact that 1, he came up with a combo, which sometimes is the hardest part. And 2,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and 2, fucking appreciate the things that he did, like execution wise, etc. And he was just like, "Oh fuck, are you saying I can't do this combo?" It's like, you're a fucking piece of shit. I hate you. I shouldn't have even wrote anything. It's my fault for playing the game. I shouldn't have done it. Anywho.
Well, we all pick our fights.
And I tend to pick the wrong ones every single time. Actually, you would think I'd learn, but apparently not.
Or maybe one day.
Listen, you can lead a horse to water, okay, but you can't make him not get involved in stupid arguments on the internet. Okay, I think we can begin in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Run of the Millz, episode 13. That's right, there has been 13. Who would have thought we ever would have gotten that far? I'm joined this time by the breakthrough Brazilian. I almost forgot my own damn quote. The breakthrough Brazilian himself, Smoke. How are you, my guy?
Hey Millz, hey chat. I'm fine. I'm thrilled to be here. It's very nice chatting with you and answering everyone's questions. Let's see how it goes.
And there is a fair amount of tasty questions in there. So how's life? How is mighty Brazil? Is it all good in the hood?
As good as it can be with the human malware situation, but yeah, we're managing. Things are peaceful right now.
How is it your area in terms of like lockdown and stuff? Is it like pretty strict, or is it free for all?
It's got rather strict, but it updates on a weekly basis. So like this week is kind of bad, but it's gonna open up a little bit next week.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
By the way, chat, how is our audio? Is DNC? I know you're here. Is the audio good? Are we all good?
I imagine if nobody can hear us.
Imagine that. It's just like 2 guys muted and no one says anything. They're just enjoying us. Fucking. Damn I mean, audio sounds good to me. Alright, sweet. Okay, so let's talk about where it all began. That seems to be the pattern with these podcasts. We just talk about where it all began. How did you get introduced to DMC Smoke? Where did it all begin?
It was really by chance. I was browsing through some games for the PlayStation 2, and I saw the cover for Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was really in the mood for like cool dude with a sword kind of game, and that was the one that I found. And I gave it a shot, and I fell in love. Everything about the game was just different than everything else I had ever played, and it was just love at first sight.
Sweet. So what game was it you got into? Was it DMC 4?
No, it was DMC3.
DMC 3, right? So what was the first game that you got into in terms of high level gameplay? Was it
high level? It was 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. It was. The thing is, I always wanted to get it high level, but I don't know if I just didn't know how, like, certain techniques, or I was just too young at the time of 3, and 4 I didn't play too much, to be honest. But 5 was the game that I first got that spark of, oh wait, maybe I can do this. And then I just kept pushing on and on and on until I got to the level I am today.
Did you ever consider going back to the other games once you sort of accumulated that knowledge of how 5 works, the intricacies of how 5 works, or were you not, like, did you try and you weren't too fussed about it, or?
I did a full playthrough of 3, and before that I tried to learn like some combo sequences, like get my weapons sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna go back to 3, because like right now I'm not at the super high level in that, but I still have fun with that game whenever I play it. And with 4, I tried some of it, I think 2 months before 5SC release, to try Virgil, try Lady, Trish, try some Dante. And it's just that I want to get to practice in that game. But my reason that I haven't done a lot of that is I'm still finding out new things in 5 that I want to do.
Yep.
And while 5 is keeping me occupied, I'm sticking with 5, and then I'm going to go back to those games.
100%, because see when you go down the wormhole of trying to get good at 4, it takes up so much of your fucking time that you're just left burnt out and everything else, like...
Yeah, and the execution is a lot harder. Like, to do basic stuff, like some jump cancels, like it's a lot of work compared to 5.
100%. Timings are difficult. Fucking everything is so tight and like...
Yeah,
it's a hard fucking game to go into. But DMC3, I'm like the same way, where DMC3... With DMC4, I like learning, but it can get frustrating because I suck at it. But DMC3, like, even though I'm not great at that either, I tend to have more fun in general at sucking at DMC3, whereas I only have fun with DMC4 when I don't suck, and that is a very rare occasion. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think in 4, my best character is Virgil, but Virgil's overpowered in everything he's in, so it's easy to compensate your deficiencies as a player with that character. But I'm also, like, I enjoyed Trish a lot, so I might try to get a bit deeper with her. Dante, he's always fun, but I'm very mixed about his weapons there.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, like Lucifer, I think super unique, but it's learning that fucking weapon it's difficult. It is difficult.
Yeah, I haven't even started learning Lucifer per se, like setups and all that. I just try to get a general feel for it, and it's definitely weird. It feels like Dante's missing a couple of tools that I'm super used to in 5. Like some displacement options, like, are just so much more difficult because your toolkit is much smaller.
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve, absolutely.
Okay, so where did it begin in terms of you making videos? What was it that made you want to make DMC content? Like, where did that come from?
So I first like there's a bit of a parallel there because I joined the Our Combat World server
Mm-hmm.
that was hosting tournaments at the time, freestyle tournaments. And I thought, I've gotten quite a bit better at the game than I was at launch. I'm doing some jump cancels. Like this could be fun.
Yep.
And then I joined that server, and through interactions, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna record some stuff, and just to show my stuff around to some friends, but not like so I have something to link. And Twitter quality is just like not super great for clips.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, the compression.
So I just like uploaded like single combo videos on YouTube, and like sometimes boss fights, and then sometimes like even knowing nobody was gonna watch them, I posted like I think my first video was Royal Guard only fight against Cavalier or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just left it there, not paying much mind until that one video that kind of exploded the channel and like really boosted me up. Then I started like putting more thought into the content.
Yeah, you started becoming a content creator after that point. Yeah, like
Yeah.
by that I mean following the formulas and stuff. That's cool. Yeah, so I suppose we do need to talk about that now. That was a pretty like before that I did know you before that video, but from what I could remember of you, you were playing V, and it was something to do with I think I mean my memory might be failing me here, but it was something to do with what's the fucking name of that place? OCW something Combat World. Yeah.
Yeah, there I always played, like, I always submitted my entries as Dante. Like, Dante is my main character since the launch of the game. But I have played some V, I tried to explore him, and I talked to a few of the V mains there to, like, try to learn some things, because it really bothered me that there was an entire character that I just did not grasp, and that was really bothering me.
Yeah, it just felt like one moment you were a dude who I've seen before. I've seen in the sort of combo match and stuff that they did, and then next minute it was just fucking like honestly, like I've never seen someone blow up so fucking quickly and like
it was insane. Like my view count, my view average before that video that first blew up the channel was around like 200, 200, 300. It was steadily growing. But it was like, it started like at a 10, then 50, then 300, 400. And then with that video, like within the first 3 hours, I was at 4K. I was like, wait a minute, something is happening. And it just started growing and growing and growing. And then I decided to ride that wave. Okay, the YouTube algorithm likes me now. Let's like make some content.
Aye, 100%. That's like if that's your goal to grow your channel like that, you have to ride that wave. There's part of me that wishes I fucking did, and maybe I should. See, be honest, right? See me, I'm very I don't want to say lazy. I don't want to put myself down that much, but I can't motivate myself to do something if it's not what I want to do. And that's why I sort of didn't ride that wave, and that's where I can commend people like you or Gabe DNC, because it takes a lot of work to ride that wave, and it's a lot of work to keep churning out content. There's times where you can't be bothered doing it or whatever, and you still have to. You know.
But yeah, I get that. I still get burnt out, but at that time in particular, I was still like in a very good place with DMC5. That playing more, like I wasn't playing much more. I was just like recording more. So it wasn't too much of a grind for a while. Then after a couple of months, it started like weighing down. Okay, like I gotta take it back a little bit. I already got like a lot of exposure with this content, so let's chill. Let's maybe make some different content and try to change it up a bit. And that's also a way that I staved off some burnout.
Yeah.
Which was just making different stuff. It's still like all DMC5, but tutorials, boss fights, combos. I try to spice things up a little bit.
I think honestly, like I think as much as I enjoyed it, I think I probably could have rode that wave a little bit myself if I never turned to doing combo, like like the whole fucking environmental combo, pure combo match stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
but see, to be honest, in DMC, and I've seen people say that before, like if you want to get views, that's good, and I hope you do. But if you're playing DMC just to get views, it's not gonna work. Chances are it's not gonna work. You have to genuinely enjoy doing what you're doing. And
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is something I completely agree with. And it's not that I was forcing myself to play. I was just like I was playing, I was recording, and then how can I edit this to make good YouTube content? But I was still enjoying the whole process, and playing the game was still like very much a lot of fun, and it still is. Like especially with some additions by the community. It's a lot of fun. I still like the game. I still play it, like not on a daily basis, but I still play it a lot. It's my favorite. I think it's safe to say it's my favorite game of all time.
mm,
And I'm not like just grinding, and trying to milk the cow dry. I'm still having fun, but sometimes it's just like, oh, I don't want to play to make a lot of content. Then I just boot up a mission, play a little bit, and oh, this moment was fun. Let's like record through the like retroactively with the replay function, and then oh, I can spin this into a video, and there, a video is born.
do you think it would be fair to say that that is the true sort of, like, I would say it was. It's sort of the true reason why you became successful. Like, sure, the algorithm done you a favor by giving you a shit ton of views, but I think it would be fair to say that like that genuine love to make content for the game is the real reason why you blew up. I don't know if I mean,
It's a big part of it, and without it, like I wouldn't have made it as far as I have. But I don't think it's all, because a lot of players have as much love for the game and are as dedicated in their gameplay as me. But some of the things that I've done, they just didn't quite do, so they're still like, much lesser known, and that it has nothing to do with the quality of their gameplay.
yeah,
I know some players who I would say are as good as me or even better, who have a much smaller following.
yeah,
It's just that I picked up some things about YouTube that like ended up working in my favor.
yeah. Pretty much.
After that first time, which was like almost a complete accident.
Um, yeah, I mean, it is a shame to see. Obviously, like everyone wants to, be successful to an extent. Like anyone who makes content, people can say that like, I don't care about the views, and it might be true, but to some extent, you're still making those videos to let other people see them. So there is that part of you that wants to get views, and it is a shame that, as you say, there's plenty of players that deserve a shit ton more views that don't. And I think that's sort of where some of the bitterness towards the whole Don Guri fan bots you get.
Yeah, yeah. Though I think Don Goody like has an, another factor that I don't quite have yet,
Mm,
which is like their like his fans. They compare everyone to him. So like you like his most vocal fans that go into other videos and like, oh, you're second, like you're worse than Don Goody, and like they just keep spamming that kind of stuff. I haven't seen anyone do that like with my name, but
I
if someone does that, like bonk them for me.
I have a few times. It's one of the things I wanted to ask you would be because
Oh, really?
I thought you would have seen that. I have seen it a couple times. Obviously not as fucking frequent as Dongery.
Yeah.
That's like the classic meme. But I have seen your name, used in that sort of way a few times. Is that something
Oh.
is that something that would bother you? Do you think? Or is that just
Yes, it's not something I want done, especially like if high level DMC play. It's very subjective.
yeah,
So one, like, of course, like there's the objectiveness of getting your inputs right and all that, but combo structure, like your speed, your like environment, like if you do stuff in the void, you do stuff in missions. freestyle, different kinds of play, it's very hard to compare.
Exactly.
So, like, if someone goes, like, say, to a video of yours and says, "Oh, I really liked your video. There's this other player I really like called Smoke." Okay, that's fine. If someone goes to you and says, "Oh, you're not as good as Smoke," like that, that would really like upset me. Like, I don't want that kind of thing going on.
Oh, 100%. But that's actually, it's something that Don Guri's said as well, is that he hates that shit. I don't think anyone, unless they've had an encounter with him, I don't think anyone has a problem with the guy. It is purely the fans that he has that are.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, it's something that's a bit out of our control. Like, now that I'm aware of it, like, I can like spread the word a bit more that like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But Don Goody has the factor that of the language barrier, so it's harder for him to communicate. So it's a bit harder for him to dispel that. Of course, he's been in this for much longer, and like, he's a lot bigger. So maybe I'm wrong, and language has nothing to do with it. But that's like something that I'm gonna try to dispel from now on.
Where do you think that comes from? That whole fucking like tribalistic, this player's better than you. Where do you think that actually, like, I fucking don't have an explanation for where you could like see someone else play and go, you're good, but you're not as good as this guy. Like, and there's so much of it, homie. There is like so much. Also, yeah, Kyo, I got my old layout back. I saved my hard drive, so that's why it looks decent now. But yeah, where do you think that whole sort of fucking thing comes from? Do you think it's, I don't know, it's weird?
Yeah, I really don't have an answer to that. I think it's kind of like the reason you, like, for instance, you like a football team and you're very hostile towards other football teams fans. Like, I don't know, it's our lizard brain or something.
Do you have a preferred football team? I know Brazilians are very passionate about the old soccer.
Yeah, I do, but like, they're not super good right now. It's called Curitiba, and they have been relegated to the second division this year.
Yeah,
yeah, like it's not super nice. But yeah, I do like the sport quite a bit, and I support Barcelona in Europe, which is also a very bad team to be supporting for the last few years.
When I went to Barcelona, I went to the new camp, the pitch that they have, and it's ridiculous how fucking big that stadium is. It's like I used to think Celtic Park, the team that I support, was big, and then I went to Barcelona, and I was like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. It would be good to go to Barcelona for a game one time, but I imagine it would be super fucking difficult.
Yeah.
We actually beat Barcelona one time. We beat them 2-1, and then we went to the new camp and we got beat 6-0. So that was a bit of it was unfortunate, but yeah, that was fun.
Well, you have that one win to
exactly.
Celebrate.
You might beat us 100 times. This is the same way. Like, if I had ever beat, because me and Chaser had like a Smash game, and he could have beat me 100 times, but if I had beat him once, he never would have heard the fucking end of that one time. And that is the same way I approach football. It's like, yeah, you can beat us, as many times as you want, but I beat you once.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of like when you're at your friend's place and he has that fighting game that only he has, and then you play multiplayer and he just smashes you, and one time you get lucky and you beat him, and like you just shit talk him forever.
Do you want to play a rematch? Nah, I'm good. I got my win.
Yeah.
See, the good thing about having a Brazilian girlfriend is that I actually get to support a team that's good enough to make it to the World Cup now. Because Scotland are fucking terrible, so it's good that it's good that I get to watch a team and support a team. Although, see, to be honest, my general approach to the World Cup was, I hope anyone wins except from England. So my general approach was just support whoever England's playing, but now I get to support Brazil. But to be fair, I've always liked Brazil. I always thought Brazil were one of the better teams. Had an unfortunate World Cup in Brazil. That was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Like, that was so traumatic that we actually started laughing and memeing it ourselves more than the rest of the world memeing us. So like, that wasn't too bad. The one that really hurt was the one after it, because in that one we were playing WoW, and the match that we got eliminated by Belgium, like we were playing like really well, but the ball just wouldn't come in. We hit the post I think 3 times or something, and it like was luck,
Those are
bad luck that day.
those are the worst games. See the games where like it's just purely not your day, and you lose. Like I would rather be outplayed than have shit luck in a football game because it's infuriating. It's fucking infuriating. But
Yeah.
did you ever go to any of the World Cup games when it was in Brazil?
Not the World Cup, because like the tickets, like they were both pretty expensive and really hard to get. Like, we could only like I would either go to a shite game that I just didn't care for, or just not at all. And I decided I'm just gonna watch it at home through the TV.
I prefer watching it on the TV anyway. You get to be comfy. Like I get the atmosphere's fun. It is,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'd just rather fucking sit up, grab a beer, stretch my legs and watch my team let me down. You know what I mean? Going to a game and watching your team lose. It's one of the worst fucking things you can watch. It's fucking like it ruins your day. So at least if you're in the house, you can comfort yourself.
Yeah, that's why the smart people only support good teams. Like sometimes I wish I was smart like that.
Yeah, I think if I was to pick a team in Brazil, it would be Palmeiras. It's just because of the colours. It's because their top has the same colour as the top that my team has. So it's like, yeah, they're the same. I'll support them.
Yeah, like my team has the same colors, but it's more white than green. It's white with green highlights.
What's the name of your team again?
Curitiba Futebol Clube.
I'll get Ty to spell it for me later off the stream because there's
I can write it for you. It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, fuck man, talking about soccer to a Brazilian, we're gonna end up being here all goddamn day.
Yeah, we're gonna be here forever. Let's move on.
Oh, there's some heat in the chat. Don't look. Oh, jeez.
I am looking.
Who do you think?
I mean, like it would be entertaining for a third party. I get that.
100%. Yeah.
Like I'm not like we're not salty about that. Like the wound has healed.
Plus, I mean, you've still won the most World Cups out of anyone. You can comfort yourself with that thought, at least.
Oh yeah, like I was watching the last one, 2002, and that was a really cool tournament to watch.
Yeah, back when you had fucking Ronaldinho and Ronaldo and
that team was insane.
Ronaldinho was great to watch. I actually wish I had been born a few years, late or earlier, so that I could have saw him with a little bit of a more mature mind. Because you tend to take the good players for granted.
Yeah, I watched him live once in a game when he was playing for Flamengo, and they visited my city here, and I didn't support either of the teams, but I went to the match just to watch Ronaldinho, and he was like, you can see that he was different. It was insane.
Do you like Neymar? Yeah.
I do. I think he gets a lot of hate because, like, it's very easy to meme on him, especially since he rolls around quite a lot. But he stopped rolling so much, and he's now getting injured all the time. So maybe rolling was better.
Yeah. Who do you think? Like, obviously, you're going to support Brazil in the next one, and hopefully they win it. But who do you think, Brazil aside, is going to be the winner, or would be the winner for the next World Cup? If you had to pick someone, for me, it'd probably be France. I think France have got a great team right now.
I think it would be either France or Belgium. Belgium are really mature now, and their core from the last 2 World Cups is still very much intact. They're a very good team, and despite not having a lot of history in the competition, I think they can win it all. And France will always be one of the favorites, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, as long as it's not fucking England, I don't care. I'll enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to the DMC.
Back to DMC.
Okay, so on the topic of obviously the sort of way that you accumulated popularity, how do you feel about the because you obviously started a bit of a trend with the way you word your titles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amusing to
Yeah.
watch people like try to replicate that,
Mm-hmm.
and like some people like getting like way more successful than they would otherwise. Like
Mm.
I don't mind it at all. I think it's nice and it brings more DMC content to people. And the thing is, if people try to copy exactly what I'm doing, they're not gonna go far because I'm already covering that space. People have to like try to emulate my style and mix in theirs and try to make something different. Those people are the ones who go a little bit forward.
Aye. Aye.
And like it's why nobody has gotten to Donguri levels doing what Donguri was doing because he was already occupying that space.
Mm-hmm.
And like I hate like bringing Donguri up so much, but like I think it's kind of inevitable when we talk about YouTube and
Aye.
DMC.
Uh-huh.
Like people trying to do the same thing as Donguri or
Mm-hmm.
now the same thing as me. Like who's gonna watch them? Because these big creator viewers,
Mm-hmm.
they already have their fill of content. So you have to make something different. You have to make something unique to you.
Aye, there's like a very, very, very thin line of between inspiration and copying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a fair amount of people. Obviously, not gonna name anyone. I can't even remember who did it. I just know I saw pictures of it on Twitter. But people who were, God, I forgot to turn that alert fucking sound off. I'm so sorry. I'll do it next time. I apologize. But yeah, there was so many people just, and you could tell what they were doing. You could tell they saw fucking this combo broke my hands, and they were like, "How many views does that have? I'm gonna do the same thing instead of sort it." I mean, it's a hard one because at the end of the day, if you want your shit to be seen, you do have to play the game. You do have to play the YouTube game of like, you know, trying to seduce the algorithm. But at what point does it just become blatant fucking biting someone's style and content? I don't know. I did it when I was fucking pissed. I done it for a joke and I made the combos terrible. It wasn't memeing on you. It was memeing on the people who were trying to replicate the your sort of secret to success. But when I see people genuinely doing it, I don't know. It feels like a little bit. It feels a little bit cringy to me. I don't know if you feel maybe the same way.
Yeah. No, like I honestly I don't mind. I just like I know that if someone tries to copy me exactly, like they're just not gonna go too far because that space is already mine. They have to find something else. Like in the end, you gotta put your own stamp in your content. Otherwise, you're not gonna get far on the platform. And like some players who I really enjoy, I could see that they were doing like a similar titling convention as me, but they were putting their own spin on it, and
Yeah.
it was relatively successful. And I was nice, good for them. Like I'm chill.
Do you think they owe you some kind of credit for that, or do you think it's too kind of it's too out there to give credit to someone for inspiring them to make a title that way, or do you think they owe you some kind of credit? I know it's a bit of a weird question, but
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it that way. I'm not too concerned with what other people are doing. I just do my own thing, and like if someone gets successful doing what I do, like good for them. But like
you'll never be as successful as me, motherfuckers. Yeah.
like they're not subtracting from me, and like I don't like own the copyright to my brand
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
bait. So like, what can I do? Like rant on Twitter that people are like slightly copying my content. The one time that I got mad was when a dude flat out re-uploaded my video, and even with the thumbnail,
Yeah.
but both the thumbnail and the video were like super low quality. They had like when you turn your phone's like your display's brightness all the way up, it looked like that had that white filter over it, and it was just like okay, I'm copyright striking this dude.
Did it go through the copyright strike? Did it work?
Yeah, it worked, and then he was doing that with other players. think he was doing that with Nilo for Seven Angelo,
Yeah.
and like he also deleted all the DMC content there.
Yeah, good. That is like the one thing that you do have to crack down on is just people straight up ripping your content. Yeah, like that's there's no gray area there. You know, it has to be done.
Yeah.
I think the gray
And
area
like,
comes from
if you replicate my combo exactly, but like it's you that's playing, fine. Like we don't copyright that kind of stuff, but like the same footage, the same music, like the same editing, the same thumbnail. Like even the thumbnail was the same. So like
fuck that.
at that point, like no.
That's just fucking. That is just stealing at that point. It is. It's just fucking stealing.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't say anything if someone totally replicated a combo, same sequence. I don't know. I mean, see, to be fair, like it's a hard thing to judge because you don't know if they saw your shit or if they genuinely just had the same idea. It's a hard one. It's why you can't approach it to sort of too weight like that.
Yeah, like sometimes I think not with me because I think my playstyle is rather unique.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen other players who do like very similar sequences to one another. I'm just like, okay, neat. And if that happened to me, like I would even comment, oh, yeah, I like that sequence quite a bit as well. And, like I wouldn't mind it too much.
See, this is where we sort of have to be grateful that, you know, you and Donguri are sort of good guys that way, because you can imagine if it was Kale who had the same level of success now and he saw that shit, he would be like, you know what it would be like? He would be, you fucking stole that from me. So that's why I'm glad that it's good people and reasonable people that are getting this sort of level of popularity and not complete fucking narcissistic. Because as much as the Donguri comparisons are bad, it could be so much fucking worse. Like, imagine if Donguri was a proper narcissist and saw himself as his fans do. We would be fucked, homie. Like, fucking Donguri would come on our videos and be like, you might be good, but you're not as good as me. So I am glad that people like you and Donguri and reasonable people who aren't narcissists are in the place that you are, because it could be a whole lot fucking worse.
Oh yeah, I just like try not to be a bad person. Just try to be chill.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, but
sometimes you just want to strangle someone. Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Yeah. But like so far, I haven't like seen anything that got me like super pissed.
Yeah. Although there's still time.
There's plenty of time for that.
We all know I'm actually an ultra. Sorry, this is Keo writing this in the chat. Ultra prideful and narcissist Millz. Wait, you're me? Is that what you're saying, Keo? I was bald all along. Oh, it was Ransom. Okay, I see what he was doing. Also, I liked DNC's suggestion of doing porn titles, but it's DMC. I feel like I'm the perfect candidate who just is a scummy lowlife piece of trash who can do that. So that is a good idea, DNC. I will credit you for that.
Like this combo bent me over and spanked me.
No, probably like white-haired twink takes it. I don't know. I would have to think about it. Huge steel DMC sex toy. Like, listen, you know what? There's a whole wormhole we could fucking go down there.
Oh yeah, like the possibilities are endless.
That is a great idea. And you know what? It's not replicating Smoke style, and it's deprecating the way I like it. I like self-deprecation, so you know what? What's up, DK? You woke up just in time, my friend. By the way, and I wrote this note down when you said it, but do you want to know who one of your fans is? And he confessed this to me when I was talking to him face to face.
Shoot.
Jojo Wi-Fi. He's a big Smoke fan.
Oh yeah, I talked to him a little bit. We even tried to set a stream together, but like we couldn't because like something happened on his end. But yeah, I didn't talk a lot to him, but from what I talked to him, he was a very pleasant dude.
Aye, he is. And this is surprising. Like, it surprised the fucker to me, but he's actually a very nice guy. He just he's got some issues with resentment, and that's why he told me that the reason he did clickbaity titles is because people were. It was to get back at people who were shitting on him for it, because he was sort of inexperienced with it, and he came into YouTube with an inexperienced sort of way of doing his titles and stuff. And,
to be honest, like I know there is some friction with him and the high level community, but I honestly haven't looked much into that. So, like, I try to stay out of fights that don't involve me, and try not to even look at that sort of stuff. Because when you start butting in on things that don't concern you, you just like it's a recipe for disaster, right?
100%. That's why I'm fucked. But no, genuinely, he is a nice guy, and genuinely, I enjoyed the conversation with him. Hopefully, I can get him on here some point, and we can sort of show other people that he's not the devil. Don't get me wrong; it doesn't mean I agree with maybe the way he operates in terms of YouTube. But it's like I say, you know, you have to play the game if that's what you want. You have to play the YouTube game, so it's whatever. But yeah, that's cool that he talked to you. I didn't know he talked to you.
Yeah, thankfully, like so far, I've managed to stay like rather like neutral with my content. Like I'm not pissing everyone off, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Like so, it's not anything super controversial.
The only people you're gonna piss off are jealous people that suck, and want to steal your content. But it's a good thing that you're pissing them off, because fuck them. Yeah.
Yeah, so far I'm not like into any fights or arguments with anyone. If anyone has beef with me, it's on them. Like I'm chill with everyone so far.
Aye, that's the best way to operate, mate. That's the best way. And what you were saying earlier about, you know, I just keep myself to myself. I just do my own thing. That's the best way to approach it, really.
Yeah.
Anything else is a complication. Yeah. Okay, so, and this is a bit of not a shitty question. It's not a shitty question, but it's a question that, you know, if at any point you don't want to answer this question, just tell me. But I know people have made comparisons with, like, maybe your titles with the titles that clickbaiters would use.
Okay. Go ahead. Finish.
That basically, you know, do you agree with that, or what would you respond to that? What would you say back to that?
Oh, I 100% agree. My titles, they're all clickbait. The thing is, like, there are two types of clickbait. Like, there's the misleading clickbait, and there's the one like, okay, this is the most creative way I can spend the content of this video without misleading you, but it's the title that's gonna work for YouTube. So the intention for every video is trying to get as many clicks as possible. And in that way, everything is clickbait. But I don't think I have ever misled anyone with a title. Like, they have like a structure trying to favor YouTube, trying to get clicks.
Yeah.
But all of the titles I take from the contents of the video. What meaning can I get into the content of the video? What meaning can I take from that and put into a small sentence that's going to be a good title?
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense, like, it is clickbait, but it's not clickbait. And I think that's all I have to say about that. I don't mind people calling it clickbait. I'm not offended.
You know what? That is a sort of eye-opening way to look at it. I never ever considered the possibility of two categories of clickbait, where it's like flashy title but it's not misleading, and misleading title, which some people are guilty of. So that's a good point. I mean, that's a fair point. Me personally, it falls into the same category of, like, I know you're working hard, so you're just playing the YouTube game. I know there's no fucking, like, malicious intent, or you're not trying to mislead people. Like, I know you're just playing the you're just doing what you need to do, and I respect it, because at the end of the day, it's still fucking hard work to churn out content like that.
Oh, yeah, and I think the most important thing is the meaning, the content. And, like, if someone clicks a video because of the title or because of the thumbnail, and then comes out of that video, oh, this is not what I expected, I am disappointed, then, like, I have failed. I don't want to do that. And people who do that, like, I feel like they get a lot of exposure really quick, and then they die down like really quick as well.
Yeah.
Because people realize, oh, this channel is just clickbait; it's not worth it. And I think my content stands on its own to not let that fall off. And if people stop watching me, it's more because like they got their fill of DMC. They're getting a bit tired of the game. They are looking to other games, and I don't think I have pushed anyone away from my content because of that.
Plus, fucking 20,000 subscribers. If you're pushing people away, homie, you don't get fucking 20k, homie. I think you're like 18 point something the last time I saw it, 18.9. Something like that. You're super close to 20k, and genuinely I'm proud of you because that is a fucking milestone. I think, like, I mean, who else?
No, let me check the live number here because like you get the most updated.
Yeah, go on.
Dashboard.
Flex your shit, homie.
Yeah, I'm gonna flex now. 18k879.
Like, there's Donguri. I'm trying to think of content creators. There's iKevinX, who kind of falls. He's not a high level player, but he does do gameplay stuff. He's also Brazilian. Maybe the Brazilians just have something that us fucking gringos don't, homie. Maybe. But I think you are the. It depends if you want to. If DNC identifies as a high level player, I don't know if he does. Do you, DNC? I think, put it this way, you're like top 3 in terms of popularity, and that's insane. When did you upload the Breaking Hands video?
Oh, the one with the most views?
Yeah.
Let me check here. September 20th of last year.
Of 2020?
Yeah.
Wow, it feels a lot longer than that, actually.
Yeah, it does. And like the funny thing is, people, like, a lot of my older videos have like completely died down. Like they don't get views, but this one just keeps growing. Like last time I checked, it was like at 1,100,000. Now it's at 1,200,000. So like this one just keeps growing out of my control.
It's the one that got away. Also, is that guy? See that guy you see in the chat? The Z1T13O. Do you know that guy? You just say that your Nero is May. I don't know if that was a joke or not, but be respectful. Show respect, homie. Because his Nero is not May, and matter of fact, I would actually say he's like he's a fucking higher level than most people. So.
DNC.
Yeah.
If anyone told to me that my Nero is meh, I would say you are 100% right because like my Nero is not super great.
Yeah, I would say I agree. Actually, let's use a stronger word. My Nero is shit. Why don't you use that word, you fucking loser? But yeah, just tone it down a little because DNC's a nice guy and he doesn't deserve these goddamn opinions of yours.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have thick skin. He's crying, DNC. I know you're crying. I'm going to call you up. Yeah, decent works. Decent, that's good.
Yeah,
I can accept decent. No, actually, you're right. He sucks. He sucks ass. Fuck that. God, that little distraction there actually threw me off. I've lost my goddamn train of thought. What were we just talking about? We were talking about I
was flexing with my YouTube numbers.
Yeah, you're flexing, and obviously the little guy over here is crying now, and everyone's crying. Yes. Do you remember your subscriber count when you uploaded that video? By any chance?
It was, I think, 500.
500. So you're looking at like over the course of 7 months. Like holy shit! I've never seen a fucking growth that large ever in DMC. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was a huge boom. That like it came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. And looking at my videos before that, there were a few videos that I was like putting more produced thumbnails and trying to do that same strategy of, okay, let's extract some meaning of the title and get into the thumbnail and the title.
Yep.
But that was the one that blew up. But that video also pulled some videos that I had done before, like way up.
Yeah.
Like I had a small series of videos called The the noob, pro, and hacker, where like one I play like absolute garbage. The second one I play like decently, but not full potential and no mods, and the other I enabled some mods and went like all out. There's virtual fights, there's combo fights, and they were all before that video, and like some of them got a lot of views.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet, to be honest. What advice would you give someone that's looking to sort of grow their channel? Like, you obviously can't just say fucking do this with your titles or put tags in, you know what I mean? But what advice would you give someone who wants to become a big content creator? So I can take notes.
I think the most important thing is make sure you're not misleading anyone. Don't like make fake clickbait. Make sure your content is true to your title and your thumbnails. Make videos, that's very true.
You fucking nailed his name there. Like, it takes me like 2 or 3 tries to say his goddamn name, but you nailed it. Good job.
Also, if you are uploading for a game, like there's a little tab, like when you upload that asks like game title. That is really good for discoverability. Do that. That's why I don't have like Devil May Cry in any of my titles, because like that YouTube takes care of that for me. And then like when it comes to creating the content, just create something that you would watch, and then find something in that is as advertisable as possible and transfer it to your thumbnail and your title.
You know, that's actually like a really, really fucking good way to put it. Make something that you would watch. That's dope. That's a cool way to look at it. Yeah. Maybe that's why I suck, because I don't watch my videos. I watch my videos like fuck. I'm joking.
I watch my video, like some videos I keep watching to nitpick on them after I've uploaded, which is a very bad practice. If you're gonna do that, do before you upload so you can change it. Now I upload and oh god, I regret this video.
Yeah, we all have those. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least you didn't dress up like fucking Nico and dance around like a fucking idiot. I mean, it could be worse. Millz just listens to the music. Yeah, pretty much. I just put my videos on mute and then I click off my videos and just listen to the song that I put over it. Yeah. That's a good point about because I know what you're talking about. You go to more options and then it says like game title, and you can find the game that you're playing and you put it in, and then it shows up in the description the little picture of the game. That's something that I constantly forget to do. Is the game title? Because obviously,
Also, I recently started a second channel because I really like card games. So I started a channel just for card games like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Hearthstone, Runeterra, and I'm gonna upload there sometimes. And the first video that I posted there, doing that same strategy for a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, it got 16K. So like this kind of thing works. You just have to find some meaning and then imbue that meaning onto the thumbnail and the title.
You also have to be ready for comparisons to be made, because
absolutely.
Yeah, if I see you doing that, I'll be like, ha, Smoke too. But I mean, depends. Maybe I won't. Maybe if it's like someone like with a super big fan base, I probably won't talk shit, because the fucking fans will swarm me like a goddamn vultures. What was I gonna say? So why don't you? What was the choice then to make a second channel? You just didn't want to maybe alienate the fan base, or you didn't want to give them content they don't watch?
That's precisely it. Because like the games I like are very different from one another. So like with someone like only likes Devil May Cry games, like they're not gonna want to watch like a video of Yu-Gi-Oh, like a 5-minute combo in one turn of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like I didn't want to dilute the channel too much. So the main channel here, like the Smoke style channel, is gonna remain like DMC action games. Like I stream Bayonetta. I might make some more content with Bayonetta, going back to a previous series, maybe Neo, who knows. But I'm gonna keep this channel to that, and I can always take to live streaming either on YouTube or Twitch, and like see where that takes me. Nothing is written in stone, but so far I want to stay like separate channels for separate people.
See, there's the difference between us, Smoke. This is why you're super successful. I'm too fucking lazy to do that, which is why I put up like videos of me playing RTS games, and it gets like 10 views because no one gives a shit. But I just want to archive it, and I'm too lazy to make a second channel. But yeah, that's dope. And I hope your second channel blows up too. That'd be cool. Imagine that. You get fucking guys in the card game community being like, "Ah, your fucking decks are cool, but they're not as cool as Smoke's."
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so in relation to DMC, is there any future? Hey, don't make fun of RTS games, Dead Cell. Okay, they're dope. Is there any?
RTS are dope.
Do you play any?
Not right now. I used to play a lot of Age of Mythology with my friends. Until I discovered a very linear strategy that destroyed them, and they got kind of pissed at me.
Yeah, they couldn't beat the cheese, huh? They couldn't.
Chronos Rush.
I played Ty Age of Mythology. She played it with her friends, and she was like, "Oh, I've never been beaten at this game." I had never played Age of Mythology, but I did play Age of Empires 2, which is largely the same. Yeah. And I was like, Ty, please, I'm good at Age of Empires 2, like, you're not going to be able to beat me. And she was so invested in this, and the tears were fucking tasty, homie, that's all I'm going to say. But
oh my god.
Yeah, it was good. I think I went, who did I go? I think I went Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus is good.
Dude, we should play each other on stream, that'd be fun. You're trying to tell me that'd be dope.
Yeah, I have to remember how to play the game, because it's been ages. You're probably going to wreck me.
I mean, see, to be fair, I play Age with a friend in a very distinctive way, and it's probably not the way you should play the game, so I'll probably get wrecked. But all channel content, yeah. Okay, so back to the question: is there any future projects in relation to DMC that you want to pursue, that you want to talk about? Is there anything, any cool ideas on the horizon that maybe you would like to share?
Okay, there's one thing that's been nagging me is I want to finish my tutorial videos, but those are really hard to make, and I'm a bit lazy, so I keep postponing them. But I want to I made 2 videos so far, one for Nero, one for V, both with very beginner stuff, nothing advanced, not even jump canceling, just something look, you can use your attacks as movement. You have to keep locked on so that you don't hit the air, stuff like that. And I want to continue that and eventually get to more advanced stuff and gradually pull people up, because I feel like with high-level gameplay, all the tutorials assume a certain level of competence that sometimes just isn't there. Yeah. And it starts okay, this is what jump canceling is, and then here's how to do it. And what if that person is not ready to delve that deep into the gameplay?
100%. I think what you're talking about is using weapons as movement is actually one of the most important lessons you could give a new player. The difference between a player who runs everywhere and a player who uses movement to walk around, it can propel you to the top echelon of gameplay pretty quickly if you learn how to get that down. So that's pretty dope.
And that used to be one of my greatest weaknesses in my gameplay, is that I was just streaking up and down everywhere, and my movement was it was very static. And the moment someone pointed that out, you have your combos are just up and down, because it's very easy to do that in 5.
Yeah.
I just I should explore more things, and then I just that so severely that I base my entire playstyle on movement and displacement.
Yeah.
If you watch my gameplay, it's not super high APM.
Yeah.
There are several players who are much faster.
Yeah.
But I focus a lot on clever setups and interesting ways to move yourself and move the enemy.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's not talked about enough.
100%.
Both in high level circle, because that's kind of we assume that everyone knows, and to the more casual audience, we don't pass that knowledge down. We just pass the knowledge down for like execution.
Aye.
Oh, jump canceling works like this. Oh, if you rebind, like, for instance, melee to square, like it gets easier. Oh, you can time your exceeds like this, and like sometimes we forget not the super basics, but like the intermediary steps towards that.
It's actually, for me, it was one of the first things. I don't know if you know the player DH Malice. Do you know who that is? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he, like, I remember back before 5 came out, I was trying to get good at 4 to prepare for 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, right, obviously, can you help me? Because you're fucking dope as fuck. And he took one look at my gameplay and he was like, you're focusing too much on the jump cancels and the guard flying and all the flashy stuff. But what you really should be doing is focusing on movement. And he taught me a whole bunch of stuff, like using, you know how the Void has those little dots on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yeah, like, this came after, obviously. I mean, it didn't come after, this is just a comparison that's closest to 5 that I can make. But he said, like, use those as distance markers. And experiment with different moves. Like, start at one dot and try to get to the other, but only using moves. Use them as movement dots. Do stuff like that. Little drills like that can go so far in improving your movement. And I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea this was a thing. You fucking guys thinking a 4D level? I was just trying to jump cancel on someone.
Yeah. Like when we first tried to get good, we go immediately. Okay, people are jump canceling. I have to learn that.
Yep.
And then I was like. I was at a point that I had learned jump canceling. I could do that like fairly consistently. I was like, I'm still shit. What's going on?
Yeah. Like, I would say that a player that masters movement is always gonna look better than the player that masters jump canceling. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit.
I don't think it's a stupid thing to say. I think it's accurate.
It depends what you're doing. If it's freestyle, 100% movement is probably the most important thing in a freestyle environment. But in combos, obviously, you're going to want to fucking master your jump cancels. Otherwise, it's probably going to look pretty trash.
I think this is a bit of a plug. But my first combo mat I did with no jump canceling just to see if I could.
Do you want to send it? Send it over and we'll watch it. I'll put it on the old faithful. Okay. Oh shit, that's my notes. Oh no, it's my notes.
It starts with a very bad meme of like a bad montage of trying to jump cancel and then failing to do so. I'm gonna send it to Hero over on Discord, okay?
It's funny, if anyone saw my notes there, it's like, talk about DMC, introduce him, same old shit, you know how it is, Millz. It's like me fucking talking to myself, so if anyone saw that, don't worry, okay? It's just me organizing things. Okay, let me just pull this up.
It's called Combo Mad Scrub.
Oh my god, you put Scrub in the title? God damn.
I did.
Okay, let's see. Nope, wrong one. Okay. Is that good? Can people see that? I don't know, you'll have to tell me. Smoke, does that look good on the
Let's see.
I know it's not perfectly in there, but you can see it. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh man, the old 30 FPS frame rate too, homie. I see that.
That's on the old computer. That's not on purpose.
So no jump cancels.
No jump cancels. Just like trying to get clever with displacement. And 5 has a lot of displacement tools, so it makes it a lot easier than say it would be in 4.
My god, you got nommed the fuck up.
It was still very challenging to make, but it did make me improve as a player quite a bit. And the one I made after this was like, okay, let's take everything I learned from this Scrub, but now let's apply jump canceling, like no restrictions. And I think that was like the biggest jump in my player skill. It was making Scrub and then taking the stuff I learned from that into my regular gameplay.
So it was like a combo mad mixed with a tutorial type thing. At least from what I could see, it's like,
yeah. Like the thing is, I picked Chaser Text tutorial.
Yep.
Like this kid was like someone that didn't learn how to play DMC, then looked over the internet. How do I play DMC? Get a jump canceling, and then failing to do so. So like that's why I played the tutorial. You can even right now here is the failing to jump cancel a bit.
That was the most Brazilian thing I've ever seen. The fucking Xbox, the Xbox 360 controller and fucking.
And the reality is rough. I've had this controller, like, I think since 2009, I think. Like from the old Xbox 360 days. And it still works, so I'm still using it.
Oh man, hold on. Let me get my controller and hold it. Yeah, for some yeah. So you do use the claw then, or you did back then?
No, that player was Blossom.
That was Blossom. Okay, I see.
Yeah, he lent me some footage because I wanted someone who was really fast and who did melee on X or Square.
Yeah.
So that I would try to emulate that in a video and fail to do so because I can't jump cancel like this. I drop my hands. I have the old bumper jumper. So like this part of the video is just a meme. I think.
Go on. Ahead.
To quality, this is not my best video, but this was the most entertaining video to make.
I can see why, actually. Yeah, like if there's one thing you Brazilians are good at, it's fucking memeing. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would you say is your best video?
My best video.
We can pull it up.
It's very hard. I think my best combo is the one that kind of blew up. But I think the best video overall, I would say, is my second map, My Personal Journey.
My Personal Journey.
No, my third map. Let me pull it up.
I think I've got it. Is it the My Personal Journey? Yeah, 6 minutes.
Yeah. 6 minutes exactly because.
God, this was back in September too. This is back when you blew up.
Yeah, like shortly after, I decided, okay, let's make a mad now. And this was all footage that I took from events and collabs.
Yep.
Except there was one with Nero, because I wanted to do a little bit of a meme with Nero. Just do like a couple of combos at the start, and then Dante going like, this is my gig, then just Dante.
Yeah. What did you think making the mad? Did you enjoy it, or was it a stressful experience?
It was fucking hell because it was all editing because the footage was already there, and I don't like editing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Editing is kind of a pain for me.
Yeah, it's a miserable experience. I've got Eco Style 2 like on the back burner, like it's just staring at me like, yeah, you're gonna edit me, bro. It's like, oh fuck, fine, I'll do it. God damn it, Jesus. Yeah, that was pretty dope. The Mustang there, that was pretty sick.
Yeah. Like I said before, I think my strongest point is displacement and movement,
100%,
and not so much like super execution heavy.
Yeah, like to me, it's some of the most interesting stuff you can watch in DMC5 is displacement and movement. There's not a whole lot more you can do without, at least in the Void, there's not a whole lot more you can do like that looks as creative and flashy as that. So that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's funny is that, like, how do I put this? When someone played a lot of 4, it's very obvious in their 5 gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you got good with just 5, you play different. You have different setups. You use, like, for instance, Ebony and Ivory way less. I have like lower APM. I go for lower APM setups rather because like my APM is not super bad.
Yes.
I think it's decent, but I go for lower APM setups just because in 5 it's what looks best instead of going super high execution.
Yeah.
Although some things are still like super hard. Some of them I refuse to do on a regular basis because like they're just so demanding.
Yeah, some things are fucking hard, man. Like if you watch Nino or you watch Edwin Zhu, like some of the fucking like APM shit is on another level. I can't do it. My APM shit as well. Like I can't do fucking high APM stuff. Like if I try playing it at 1.3, I'll probably like break my hands. Like I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, I play at 1.2, and like with some setups, even that feels a little bit fast. Though going back to vanilla feels like glacial. So
yeah, I actually had to do a combo in vanilla recently because it was a combo that I don't want to spoil too much because it's Eco Style 2, but it's a combo that uses Virgil and Mission 19. It
Oh,
uses
I see.
him. It uses him as an object, objectifying Virgil. And it was so fucky that I had to use vanilla. Like that's how
Oh,
fuck yeah. Like that's the only time I've ever done that. But in general, yeah, APM has always been something that I've struggled with, and I watch people who have got good APM, and it's like y'all are fucking wizards, homie. Also, that combo was nice. I like that. That was fucking sick. The
yeah.
what do you call
It,
those summon sword projectiles? What do you call those again? It's the
it's Interceptor.
yeah, those into the thunderballs. That was fucking sick.
Yeah, like when you find out about like how Interceptor works, it's just like it's an experience. Because when it works, it looks really nice, but when it doesn't, man, it's frustrating. And doing that in freestyle is also like hell because you gotta let go of lock on, and sometimes the swords don't go where you want to go. Like it's like really frustrating.
I did see that you made a delve into the environmental stuff. Yeah, it's here.
I did, yeah.
What did you think of that? Did you enjoy it?
Uh, I like the end result, but it's very
It's
difficult,
fucking
and
stressful, isn't it?
it
Yeah.
takes like a long time to get used to.
It's fucking stressful. Let me tell you. Okay, see the fucking
Yeah, and like I'm doing this with the Void mod. You were doing that stuff with like just the vanilla game.
yeah,
So I can't imagine like how many resets, how long some of those combos must have taken. Because like I'm just doing stuff with like one ledge,
yeah.
and that already took me like way more than a regular combo. But like man, resetting each failed try,
Oh, it's miserable. Let me open up a different tab and show you the you got a bunch of recommendations there. You get a little look into what I look at when I'm not fucking
oh,
yeah. Let me think.
let's expose you.
Like I've got so much random shit on here that isn't DMC. Okay, it's not this far ahead. It's somewhere around here. Yep. Metropolis Lights. The only solo combo mod that I did that I'm actually happy with. Okay, you see this room? This room here. Once it finishes loading, this room that has the barrel in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
infamous barrel.
Like if I fuck this combo up, this one, and I checkpoint, it takes me back to the beginning of the sewers. So not only are you like fucking, not only do you have to go all the way back and run through the level and get back to the room, but you also have to hit that barrel 7 times. I think it was with 7 missiles I had to hit it with to get it into
Wow.
the perfect state where I could put a round trip on it and it wouldn't explode. But
Wow.
as soon as I shoot it with the shotgun, it does explode. Like I had to fucking sit and calculate that shit.
How long did it take?
Oh, it took like a good 3-4 days to get that down. 100%. It took a couple days to get comfortable, and this is why I was so reluctant to patch up to 5. To title update 5, because I know for a fact that when I do, I'm gonna have to calculate that shit again, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
miserable. That was the sort of main thing that held people back from doing environmental combos. I felt was how fucking, how stressful it is to do. So
And, like, even just like let's take the example of just ledge. You set the enemy to infinite health using cheat engine or whatever, but then you have to get the enemy back to the ledge each time you drop it, and sometimes like getting back to like even that is stressful. Never mind resetting for a barrel.
yeah,
Like
it's fucked up. It's really like it's next level fucked up. Like Ty's
and like
probably
it's
gonna be
very
like,
hard to freestyle with the environment as well.
yeah,
Because a lot of the time it's like, oh shit, what do I do now? Oh, I'm just gonna do my usual setup that ignores the environment completely,
yeah.
and like you get kind of scared.
I think the Sparta's Workshop, as much as it is good for combos and stuff, and I really do have to explore it, I've been purposely putting it off until Eco Style 2 is finished so that I could like properly explore it without any inconsistencies. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically I didn't want to approach it until I was finished with the project. But there's a lot of stuff here. Do you not feel like the Sparta's Workshop, as good as it is for combos, would probably serve as a better platform to practice for freestyle? I was about to say freako style. Freestyle. Because like you could practice doing like a certain setup, like a certain freestyle bread and butter setup on a ledge in order to practice for like an incident in freestyle where that might happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And for a lot of players, that's gonna be the case. It's just like I am a combo player at heart,
Yeah.
I want to explore what's in the combat. I have way more hours in the void than in the regular game.
Yeah.
So as long as I have explored something, I don't feel the need to actually take that into the like actual game. Oh, now I gotta replicate that exactly.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like that's like just exploring it once is good for me. And if it's something that this is like consistent enough that I can apply to my freestyle, then I take it to freestyling. But
Sweet.
the main pursuit is always the combo for me.
That's why it's so interesting to get people on this podcast for me, is because I get to talk to people, and there's so many different perspectives and stuff in terms of how people play. It's fucking sick. What was I going to say to you? Also, my challenge for you is to make a barrel combo now, Smoke, so you can't back out anymore. So yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
The easiest one to go for is probably mission 1, like the one with Nero on the bridge, because there's one right at the start. But
yeah.
But you don't have to do that. It's a joke because it's fucking hell. I think a good friend of mine, Static Torch, tried it once and he was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I got like a DM in the middle of the night, like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I was like, "Ah."
I make no promises, but I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna try.
Oh. So, is there any other future projects you want to pursue? Maybe like, I don't know, like a collaboration or something out with DMC. Is there anything else that you would?
There is. I want to do more things with other players, but it's still very vague in my head. I want to explore like both the ideas that are possible and like what works, what doesn't, and what works with which people. Say like getting the PvP mod. Like I'm not gonna challenge like someone that's like has a large audience, but is like very casual.
Yeah.
And, like PvP me, like fight me, like come on now. But I the main spirit is I want to do more stuff with other people. I just gotta get in the groove.
100%. For
And
me,
actually, like being here is the start of that. Like,
sick.
yeah, because like I've never done anything quite like this. So yeah, it's a new experience.
I'm can't wait to see my name in the credits and be like, "Yeah, that's me. Look, mom, that's me." No, that's dope. That's really sweet to hear, and it's been a pleasure to have you on so far. It's been great. I enjoy doing these. It's just getting in. For me to do these sort of shows, I need to be in the DMC mindset, and there was just a long period between like now and last year where I was like, I can't really be fucked with DMC anymore. Now I've got the fever again, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been good.
I think the main thing contributing to me, like still very much enjoying DMC and being in the mood for the game, is that nothing new is coming out. Like, come on, like there are no good games.
Yeah.
Like people are having to play Valheim.
I don't even know what that is. That shows how fucking out of touch I am. What is that?
It's an early access, like kind of exploration with like Norse mythology.
No, I haven't seen it.
Open world that's like procedurally generated. It's kind of weird.
Oh, that's unique. That's cool. Maybe I'll have to check that out. But yeah, don't you feel like it just feels like DMC? It's even DMC 5. The gripes that I have with it, it's just such a unique game. Like DMC 3 to 5 is just so unique compared to everything else. Even like Metal Gear Rising, my first love, or Bayonetta, like nothing really. Like if you get hooked to DMC, like I don't think anything else compares to it. Like
the thing with DMC is that like it has amazing gameplay, but even if you don't go super deep into the gameplay, it has that stylish aura that I don't think has been matched. Yeah. It's just like goofy enough to be fun, but not goofy enough to be silly, and then everything else is just cool.
Yeah.
And that goes from the characters to the cutscenes to the move animations. Like just doing like say Nero's combo beat, like very basic. You see a lot of personality into that alone.
100%.
And there's a lot of work put into like even some tools that we don't use as much. Like I don't like finishing the the static sequences, like combo A, combo B, combo C. I don't usually finish those. Like when I do, I can see all the work that went from the developers to put as much personality in that as possible.
Yeah. See, for me, the way I look at it is take like, and I make this comparison often. It's like between music and DMC. Take a piano. It's got a set amount of keys. So that there is a finite amount of possibilities, but it's how you use those keys and how you play that makes you unique. And I see DMC this sort of same way in that you do have, something like 12 buttons, so many, aspects of Dante, for example's toolkit.
Yeah.
It is finite, but it's how you use it that makes it unique, and that's sort of, for me, is where the interest in DMC comes from.
And what's most interesting about DMC as a franchise is that most games have two attack buttons, like a light and a heavy, and DMC just has one. Like it's the triangle or Y button
Yeah.
on default, and like it manages to have the deepest combat system out of any action game.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
with that,
Yeah. And
so like that's pretty wild.
it still feels like as cool as DMC5 is, DMC4 and all of its sort of happy little accidents
Oh yeah,
showed how much that like this genre could still grow. But in terms of AAA games, I'm not sure how viable that is because we know how niche our sort of aspect of it is. In terms of, developers are not developing games so that we can do this or do that, or we can guard fly, or we can do this or that. They're developing games first of all for them to appeal to the larger masses of DMC players, like
yes.
casual. Yeah.
And like this has been a very large divide in the high level community. Like some people like are really mad about the things that were in four but are not in five.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like in five they will not be nearly as prevalent or useful because like the movesets are just really different. The animations are a lot bigger, a lot more range, a lot more displacement.
Yeah.
So while like stuff like with inertia manipulation to land jump cancels would not be as useful in five. Um, and the thing is, the most important is the game retaining the soul of the franchise.
100%.
Tech aside, the most important thing is recapturing that feeling, that soul. And when I play Devil May Cry 5, I feel like I'm 10 years old again. I feel like I'm booting up DMC3 and looking at those cool flash moves and doing them, except now I can do them a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still that same feeling.
Aye, like you know what? Everyone's different, and you're never gonna please everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even with my gripes with five, like it's such a unique experience. Sorry, Sky's got a question here. How would you and Smoke, us two as a team, go around at making the game appeal to the masses but retain the core demographics? It's an interesting question, and it's coming from a game developer too, so we have to give a good answer.
We have to address that.
I'm gonna have to think about this for a sec.
I think it's just keep. You gotta stay true to the essence. You cannot get lost in the minutia of the tech. So, like, I think maybe inertia would be hard to implement, but getting the gravity a bit more similar to 4 wouldn't. And I think as much as people say that inertia is such a core component of 4,
Mm-hmm.
I think the gravity is a lot more important to both 3 and 4 in how they are different to 5 because 5 feels a lot floatier.
Aye.
And the combos take a different nature. You don't see a lot of, okay, I'm doing this combo in the air, and then I'm going to ground myself with gravity and do another lift. That does not happen in 5. Whereas in 3 and 4 it does. And that changes dynamics quite a bit. So maybe keep the gravity, and if you can't implement inertia, or like if you implemented inertia by accident and re-implementing it would be too much work. I don't know what went into the development of 5, but just find the core thing. Like Devil May Cry is stylish action. Make that. Make it as stylish action as you can, and people both old and new are gonna gravitate towards your game, I think.
Yeah, I think like appeal to the masses but retain the core demographics? It's a hard question. I think the game designer answer to that is design the game for the masses, because you're a business and the masses are what pay your bills. Your cameras went a little funky, Smoke. Don't worry, I'm experienced. This happened last week with Theo. Yeah.
It's okay.
You just have to. I think you just have to refresh that bad boy. But like what high level players want is not the same thing as what game developers want. Game developers want their games to be sexy. That's the whiskey hitting me. I was about to say sexy. The game developers want their game to be successful. High level players want the game to be super intricate, have so many options, and that's just like, it's something that sort of conflicts with the sort of core philosophy of game development. At least, game development with the philosophy of being successful. They also want their games to be sexy. That's true.
I think don't focus too much on small individual parts. You gotta, because in the end, we're all in this for the overall feeling. Like, we play 5, so like now at a high level, we focus on the stuff like the Mustang glitch or guards flying in 4 or interceptor. But those are the details. You gotta focus on the feeling. Always keep the feeling the same, what you want to do. Like, if you take, for instance, Dark Souls, and you make a super easy Dark Souls, it's not Dark Souls anymore, because Dark Souls, like, the feeling is a feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
In 5, the feeling is of stylishness.
Yep.
So you gotta keep that. And you can see the high-level scene did not abandon 5. Like, there's still a lot of bitching about it. There's a lot of complaining. There's modding to quote-unquote fix. But there's still a lot of high-level players playing 5. So I wouldn't say 5 failed the high-level players, because it still has that feeling, that magical feeling, that the entire series, especially from 3 onwards, had.
I agree. The only thing I would say was maybe, I wouldn't say it was bitching. Like, I don't like to put it down to that, because I know that some of the complaints are justified and whatnot. I wouldn't say...
Yeah, I don't think they were not justified. It was more of like a figure of speech. Sorry, lost in translation there.
Yeah, you're done now, homie. You're toast. All the high-level ninjas are coming to get you. Can't believe you...
Yeah, I'm gonna get murdered soon.
Yeah. Listen, don't worry. You're Brazilian. You're safe. Okay.
Yeah, nobody comes here.
Yeah, no one wants to fuck with Brazilians, homie. Like, listen, I feel like, I come from a sort of rough area for what I come from, but I know for a fact if I went to Brazil, I'd be the most well-behaved, most fucking, the biggest gringo you've ever seen, because, listen, you don't want to fuck with the, Brazil. But,
yes, thank you very much. Goodbye, sir.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please don't hurt me. But no, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's sort of like a conflicting thing. You can't design a game to be successful and design it to appeal to a small demographic. It's like Smoke said, you can't do that. You just gotta hope that what you do develop sates that sort of little niche corner that you have. But by far and large, you're designing it for the people that are gonna play it maybe a couple times and be done with it. You're designing it for the people who are gonna pay your bills, is what I'm trying to say.
Like, you have to make that first playthrough fun. Like, if your game is super deep, but like it's like you need to have a really high execution to play, and nobody even gets to finish the game, then like most of your audience is gonna give up midway through and not explore it. And then what's the point of having all that deep tech that nobody's gonna know? Because like, even people who are say, I'm really good at Devil May Cry and I'm gonna play your game, I'm not gonna be good at your game. Like, some skills may carry over, but like, I still don't know the enemies, I don't know the patterns, I don't know what's good, I don't know what I like. So you gotta make that first playthrough a really good experience.
Yeah.
And then you worry about what things to add on content-wise. And a lot of the times, like with action games, some of the best things are not things that the developer intended. So it's kind of out of your control. Maybe it's a glitch, maybe it's an oversight. Who knows?
See, DMC5 did have that issue, but I felt like one of the ways DMC5 could have sort of painted over the cracks would have been, because you have two levels of depth, right? You have the sort of surface depth in terms of Dante's attacks, his move list, for example, and then you have the mechanical depth where it's like tech. You know, he's got displacement with like summon swords. He can trick down and displace enemies. You know, DMC4, you've got guard flying and stuff. You have those two levels you have those two different types of depth, and I felt like DMC5 could have painted the cracks of lacking technical depth with maybe surface level depth, and by that I mean maybe weapon packs, weapon DLCs, like more character. Like basically, what I'm trying to say is more post-launch support rather than just, you know, Bloody Palace and then.
Okay, yeah. I think that at the base game, it did a good job of getting a wider scope of giving the player more tools, even though it's not quite as deep.
Yeah.
But I do agree that more post-launch content would have been great to expand the characters, or give more playable characters. I do feel that the post-launch support was a bit lacking, but I feel like that's a bit on the publishers as well. And ultimately, we don't know what happened. We don't know why the decisions that were made. So
yeah,
it's all speculation.
Yeah, it is, but it would have been one of the things I would have liked to have seen. Like,
oh yeah,
weapon packs would have been so dope for.
Yeah, I would have loved to have Devil May Cry 5 had a bit more of a more robust post-launch. But it is what it is, and I still very much enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And I can complain. I do complain sometimes, but ultimately, like, it's all speculation in the end, right?
Yeah, I don't complain much. I just sort of play the game. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But modders have sort of filled that gap for me, so it's like it's whatever. And from
Yeah,
what
I think one thing that like would have made them really easy money is more skins. Like, give us the Sparta, give us the DMC 1, 2, 3 skins, and like sell them like a pack for like $5. I don't know.
It's like you said.
Like, that's not super like expensive to make. Of course, like there's the artist, but like it's not going to be as expensive as developing a new character like Virgil, for instance. So.
It's like you said, dude. It's such an easy way to make money, and it just seems like such a missed opportunity when they.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't answer to why that is. I wish I could have like a sit down with Matt and Itsuno and ask them the questions that I want to ask them, rather than sort of ask the questions that I would be allowed to ask them. But we don't exist in that world. You know how it is. Corporations are gonna corporate.
Yeah, exactly.
Alas, we shall move on to the fan questions.
All right.
So get your notes ready. I know you've got your answers prepared. I hope so.
Nah, I don't. I just like looked over some of them, but I didn't even like memorize them. So
I'm only joking. Don't worry. Devil Never Cry. Some random geezer asks, why do you think Arkham is the best boss?
Oh, there is a very simple explanation for that, and it's because if you're playing with DDNK, he crashes the game, so he punishes the filthy modders. He refuse to play DMC3 at its base glory. I'm just kidding. Arkham is a bit of like a dud for where he is in the start, but I don't think he's as bad a boss as everyone says he is. Like, he's okay. If you don't have area of effect weapons, like if you just have like Cerberus and Beowulf, you're gonna have a bad time, but like, it's fine.
I remembered one of my questions before we move on to any other fan questions, because I take precedent because this is my show and you can't do anything about it, people, so unfortunate. Who are some of your favourite players?
Oh, I think Blossom. I think because he plays at a high level very different to me, so I think he's a nice player to watch. Millz for your environmental combos.
No, I'm only joking.
I really like Hio as well. I think the one player that wowed me the most when I first saw his content was Sakaki.
Yeah.
Because like he was doing stuff at week 1 that I'm doing now. and like it's insane. Like
Aye, with
it's
the what were those videos called? The Dante. It was a unique title.
a
What was it called?
side D, side
Yeah,
V,
yeah.
side
That's
N.
you can still look at that shit now and be inspired with that. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah.
like okay, this is good. This holds up really well. And setups that I took like years to learn now. It's been years, sadly. Uh, and he was doing it week one.
It's insane. Like some players are just on a different fucking wavelength of thinking. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Also, um, we cannot escape Donguri for what he did in 4 and his execution because like that the stuff he does in his videos is not easy to do at all. All that like if you watch a lot of Donguri, you're gonna spot the patterns. But like the first few times you watch that is just what is going on? Wow. And let's see. I'm sure I'm forgetting people because like there's so many great people. I saw Beepsy was doing some really dope clone combos with Virgil. Kyo is amazing. I stole some setups from him. Yeah, it's hard. Like there are so many great people. I'm gonna be forgetting some.
Let's hope he's not still in the chat. Is he gonna pop up and be like, "What?" Nah. Yeah. What about any potential prospects or like up and comers? Is there any potential new sort of up and coming players that have caught your eye, or is there no one?
To be honest, like I haven't been consuming a lot of DMC content lately. I've been mostly like I play the game and I make my own content, and I like sometimes I join like random streams, like say hi, have some fun. But I'm a bit out of the loop, so I can't say who are the really good up and comers. Also, like there's the problem of discoverability. Sometimes like there are people who are really good, but they don't get to me.
Yeah.
One way or another. So, who knows?
It's why Twitter is such an essential resource now for DMC. Like it or not, hate it or not, Twitter is like probably besides YouTube the place to go for seeing combos and stuff because of how easy it is to upload and like I discovered it.
The thing with Twitter is that it's kind of like a bubble for the high level community. Like everyone is in there, but it doesn't reach the casual audience like YouTube does.
Aye, exactly. Aye.
And so, like a lot of players I see, like, oh my god, this guy is amazing. He has no YouTube channel. Nobody knows about him. Like, only me, you, and 6 other people know about. And like, I think it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, oh, I don't have success on YouTube, but I have success on Twitter, so I'm just gonna stay on Twitter. But Twitter doesn't allow me the growth and discoverability, so you kind of stay like that size. Not that there's like anything wrong with that, but if you aspire more recognition, I don't think staying just on Twitter is a good call. If you aspire recognition from the top guys, yes, like Twitter is definitely the place to be.
Aye, 100%, and it's also a good place to go when you need feedback. Cause
yeah, absolutely. Like people are gonna help you, and there like a lot of Discord servers. Like there are many Discord servers with high level. Sometimes people aspire to be high level. Sometimes just casual fans. Discord is a very good place to improve as well if you have a few good servers.
I think for anyone aspiring to be a high level player, the best thing you can do is talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's this aura of high level play with anything, but with DMC that I've noticed, people get really intimidated to even talk to high level. Like they assume that we look down on everyone who is not as good or is still trying to improve. Yeah. And I've heard this from casual players who like were nervous to approach me or approach some other players who I thought were just gonna shit on me because like I play so much worse than you, and like we're still just people playing the video games that we like. So like we're not these unapproachable narcissistic gods. Like we're just dudes with controllers.
And thank God that is the way it is, because, like I said earlier, if a couple more kills and we would have been up shit street, homie, no one would be fucking learning anything. But yeah, like you can approach anyone, myself, Smoke, like literally anyone, Keo, whatever. You just need to reach out.
Yeah.
It's actually a fandom thing. They're the ones who put others down, not the high levels. I mean, yeah, we talked about that, and it's. I don't think it's, from my experience, Smoke. It's not something that can be fixed. Like I've tried. I tried with Matt Edwards to sort of maybe try and bridge the gap by getting people promoted on the DNC Twitter. And you can still see examples of that sort of tribalistic view of like, this isn't Donguri, or this is the DMC reboot, for example, this doesn't matter, or stuff like that. Like, I don't think there is.
Yeah.
There's no way to please everyone. So you just make the content for the people that you want to see it, and you just sort of roll with the times. And
Yeah, but I do think that the divide between casual and high level is something that can be mended a little bit. Because like right now, there's some infighting going on between those two groups, and there is wrong in both quote unquote sides. And something I want to do in the like long term is try to heal that a little bit, make everyone who enjoys the franchise a little bit closer.
how do you think that can be done? What do you think the way is to go about that is? Because
I think it's from high level players. It comes with like appreciating non high level content, like maybe memes or stuff like that. And a lot of people do, but like I said before, Twitter is sometimes not the place to reach the more casual audience.
yeah,
And I think I've been doing that a little bit with my channel because I have like very casual titles and like I try to put out a casual vibe to it, and then I mix in high level play, and I have an open Discord for anybody who wants to join, and I talk to people, and there's always going to be an inevitable distance because some people just don't want to engage that much with a game series.
aye,
But I think just talking and being chill and producing, I want to produce content to ease people into high level play. Like sometimes the intermediate player has nowhere to go, hits a barrier, and gets stumped. Sometimes the novice just doesn't know how to get to the level where he can actually start evolving.
yeah.
And I think that's on the content creators to try to fix.
Well, I hope it happens. I do. It's something that stumped me, and I think I've probably given up on maybe trying to bridge the gap, and I'm just sort of here to hang out with the people that want to hang out here. You know what I mean? But if it happens, then I'll be grateful to you, Smoke. It'll be like, yes, we did it.
Hopefully it does, but
I do think that both sides need to take it down a notch. Like what you said about maybe not being so hard on shit posts, or maybe not, doing that stuff. But at the same time, it's like our side of DMC. It's something that you have to educate yourself on to really appreciate it. I know that sounds a little bit elitisty, but it is the truth. And you can't educate someone who doesn't give a fuck, and that's fair. I wouldn't want to, but it's just how it is. So it just seems like an unbridgeable gap to me. But if it does happen, then I'll be very grateful.
Yeah, I think with high level play, when you have stuck with a series for this long, you have played this much, you get used to the same points. So someone that is more on the casual side thinks he has had an eureka moment and is just laying down the unfound truth. And then the high level player is like, yeah, I've heard that like 300 times from other people. Like, I'm not going to be polite to you in my reply. And then like that person is already tired of dealing with this sort of angle. But I think ultimately it falls down to the people who have stuck the most with a series to try to make it more accessible.
Anyway, next question comes from Night NC. Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card? Smoke, is it cool if I let you answer this question? Because I am absolutely bursting at the gills for a pee.
Yeah, sure thing, man.
Is it cool if I let you answer that while I slip
Yeah,
off.
just like turn your screen off so
Do you want
that
me
we're
to?
not staring at your chair.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Let me just find because I've got like 20 different sources on Discord.
Yeah, I know streaming is
Achoo!
difficult.
No, that wasn't it. There we go. Okay, I'll be back in a second.
All right. So, chat, the stream is mine. Answering the question, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card has to be Shooting Quasar Dragon because it's like, for those who don't know, it's a very big boss monster that is incredibly difficult to summon, and just the process of summoning it is really fun. And at the time of its release, it was the strongest monster in the game. Hey John, como é que tá? Tranquilo? Speaking Portuguese now. I'm the captain now. Just kidding. Yeah, Destiny, let's hope nothing happens. SSSmoke, why is Sepultura got like band? Because they sound really good. Really good instrumentation. I'm not seeing Millz right now. Like, I'm safe from the P. Let's see if he returns. Because, man, I'm not a very entertaining person when I'm not playing. I have to get that fixed. I need a. Hey, Mouse, run of the smoke.
That is, I think that's the first time I've ever had to do that, and I apologize for the unprofessionalism. This is a very professional stream, and
It's still lucky for team.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at your answer, but I know it was a great answer, Smoke, and I apologize I wasn't here to hear it. This is what happens when I drink. I have a very weak bladder. I'm a bit of a pussy, so when I drink, I have to go to the toilet a lot, and it's just unfortunate. I hope.
Okay, I'm gonna say the name of the card, but I'm not gonna go for the explanation. It's Shooting Quasar Dragon.
Oh, that's my favorite too, actually. Yeah, that's one of mine.
Yeah. Right. So you
actually,
might
mine's
know.
White Eyes. Sorry, what is it? Blue Eyes, White Dragon.
And Shooting Quasar Dragon.
What's a quasar? Isn't that like something to do with space? It's like
Yeah. It was. It's from a series of cards that has to do with stars. It's a very dope card. That's incredibly difficult to summon.
There you go. That was also my favorite. What a coincidence. I hope you washed your hands. I did. 20 seconds, folks, because COVID. Anyway, don't worry, Smoke. I'm here for the remainder now. That was.
All right.
I promise that was my one and only toilet break. So this weird girl with a strange looking white man in her profile picture said, "Do you think Victor Borba is Brazilian?" Now let me tell you the backstory to this, Smoke, because there is context.
Oh, there is a backstory. Okay.
Yeah. So Victor Borba is apparently, from what I've heard, from Brazil, but he identifies as Canadian. So what do you?
Yeah, Borba, like, it sounds like a Portuguese last name, but it's not like a common one. Like, from the what's the word, morphology of the word. I think it sounds like it could be possible. And Victor is also, it's a common name here, though we usually don't like the C sign, so it ends up as Victor, even if it's written as Victor. Like, maybe he has Brazilian parents or one parent that's Brazilian. I don't know much about Victor.
I asked him to come on this, like, just to fucking chat and talk shit, and he wrote, like, I asked, like, oh, do you want to come on, like, this thing we've got going on, it's like a podcast, and he just replied, what podcast? I gave him a big explanation, and then he left it unseen. But see, to be honest, like, he is a pretty fucking cool dude, and that song that he made, Bury the Light, I don't know if it's the same for you, but that for me is like the pinnacle of DMC music, homie. That is the best song that ever came out of this goddamn franchise. I swear to God.
as if you discount the fact that it's from a video game that we very much enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a very good song.
Aye. It's
Like
like,
Battle May Cry does not exist. Bury the Light gets released as a standalone piece of music. It's a very good standalone piece of music.
and then you add on the sort of addition of it being Virgil's theme, and then you listen to the lyrics and you compare them to things with Virgil. It's like, holy fuck, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Originally, I wasn't too sold on it. It took like 30 or 40 listens, but I got there, and when I got there, my god, that is one dope song. But yeah, Victor,
I was immediately on board for that song.
I'm just a massive, like, I was making remixes for it and I wasn't totally on board. Like, I wish I could have been on board totally 100% by the time I made that song. It would have been,
Oh, I was part of the hype train.
oh man, it was good. Like, yeah, that song's dope. Like, that for me is the best song to come out of DMC, 100%.
Also, like that song had a very nice moment for me. Like when everyone was trying to figure out the lyrics,
Hmm.
it reminded me of when I wasn't quite a fluent English speaker,
Ah,
and then I didn't know the meaning of the lyrics, so I just tried to come up with whatever, and like that brought me back to that time. So it was very nostalgic.
that's fucking sick. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so his Instagram has a Brazilian flag, so there we go. We solved the mystery, Ty. You
Yeah.
fucking maniac. You can stop harassing me now about it, okay? Victor Barber's Brazilian. Okay, so Nambi asks, did you ever think that your videos could blow up that hard, or did you never have the intention to become that big? I know we sort of touched on that, so if you feel like you don't have to answer that, you don't have to. But
No, it's just like I didn't start with the intention of getting big. I just want to share some clips, and I had no idea I could get this big. But I'm very grateful that I have.
I don't know if you can see the chat smoke, but DK asked, can you see that question? I'll read it out
Yeah,
because of the YouTube VOD, but
sure thing.
why do you think Brazil is far more present in gaming than every other Latin American country? I swear Brazil has more high-level players than the Americas in total. Makes me want to speak Brazilian. First of all, DK, you fucking noob gringo, okay? It's Portuguese. It's BRPT, okay?
BRPT.
Você é grande gringo? Amigo. Amigo. Shit. No, sorry, go on, Smoke, answer the,
I think part of that reason is economical because even though we're still like very much a third world country, we're the wealthiest in South America. So more people owning consoles and playing the games in the first place. So also we're really big. Like we're the second biggest country in America, I think. Just just below the United States. So of course, like there's a large sample here, and I think it's more down to the numbers than anything else.
You mean largest as in population?
Population, yeah, I think we have 200 million or something like that.
Isn't it three? Ah, no, America's 300 million. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair. Yeah, yeah, because I thought you were talking landmass. I was about to stick up for my homie Canada, but luckily I didn't have to.
Yeah, nobody lives in Canada. It's just big, but like there are
Canada's not even real. Like, I'm convinced it's not even like a real place. It's just like a little extension of it. Yeah.
There's a meme with one of our states here that it does not exist because like it's very far off in the Amazon. So we just there are dinosaurs there.
Yeah, it's like the one that sort of is it the one that's on the border with Argentina? I forget what it's
Yeah,
called. Yeah.
Argentina,
No.
up north, I think with Bolivia. I think. My geography is off, but like way up north, Argentina is south to us.
Isn't there like a little state like there's Amazonia?
Yeah, there's Amazonia, Pará, and like besides Amazonia, there's Acre, which is the state I'm talking about.
Right. Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah. Fuck knows. Brazilian geography is fucking hard, homie. Viva o Pará. Reykjavik Krongo. I almost got it. He said, "How did you get into DMC?" But we talked about that.
Yeah.
Kyo asked, "What is the name of your name generator for pulling these video titles?"
It's myself.
His name is Smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Smoke.
Mira asks, "Ask Smoke which Digimon creature, not game, is his favorite."
I think it's Dramon because it's a fusion, and I always enjoy the concept of fusion in anime. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Destiny Spider, shout outs to him because I know he's in the chat, asks, would be rude to ask the same thing I asked for Kyo. It would be. That would be extremely rude. There is a difference
Yeah,
between
I'm
bald
offended.
men and men with hair, so that would be rude. As you are a player who very frequently makes various combo videos, how much potential do you feel that the community and you specifically have already squeezed out of 5?
I think the community as a whole, we have squeezed pretty much like a lot of what's possible in the game, unless we find a no game breaking glitch, like something as big as guard flying was for 4. At that point, like we have no way of knowing that now. But as far as like the movesets of the characters go, collectively, it has been thoroughly explored. As a player, like my Nero needs a lot of polish. There are some setups like even with Dante that I still need to get used to. So like there's still room for me to improve at the game. My V is kind of decent though. As much flack as V gets, I think my V is kind of decent. Though I don't think there's much else that can be done with the character at this level. Um, so yeah, individually, there's still plenty of room for growth. Collectively, I think we've pretty much explored what the game has to offer.
There was a further part to that question, and it said, are there any aspects of your play you still intend to improve, or any techniques you are trying to pick up?
Rapid style switching. It's something I struggle with. Like going trickster to swordmaster, then doing an input and back to trickster. Like for instance, it's kind of difficult to do. Well, if you watch me play, I don't do that super rapid style switching. I switch once in the middle of an animation, then that animation plays out, and then I do another style switching. And like if you watch that during the combo, you kind of don't notice it because like the moves are kind of fast, but in the gameplay it's kind of noticeable. It's my style switching is not super fast. John Chin, it's in the channel. My V gameplay. V
Yeah.
is actually good.
Do you know John Chen? Are you familiar with him?
It's just showing.
Yeah,
I Sam. I interacted with him a few times.
he's a pretty dope player as well. He was one of the he's one of the he stands out for me because he was one of the players who was like really dope with the demo of DMC5.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't play the demo.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that because of the fact
I wasn't even gonna buy the MC5 at first, to be honest.
Oh shit! And
Yeah,
look at you now, you fucking
exactly.
VIP section. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I thought it had microtransactions, and I thought, oh, that's gonna make progression kind of. And then I saw, oh, there's a. When I saw that you could farm red orbs with Faust, then I decided to buy the game.
Really?
Yeah,
Fucking hell! There you go, Fost Hat. We have Fost Hat to shout out personally for.
and Faust had ended up being my favorite weapon in the game.
Really?
So,
Fucking hell!
yeah, just like the ability to pull enemies towards you, and the ways you can interact with it. You can mix it with DST.
Yeah.
Like most of my clever setups, like come with that interaction.
Have you ever seen the setup where it ends in, you know, the finish, like combo finisher demolition, the fucking black hole shit?
Mhm.
It's like the finish where like you DSD an enemy, you first hat pull an enemy and you do something with DSD, and the you know the kill camera.
Yeah, yeah.
It ends with like the enemy behind you while you demolition them. It was sick. OF did it once. It was fucking dope. But
Oh yeah. You do that during the momentum of the pole.
yeah, that's fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I did that. Didn't not. It wasn't with the kill cam because it was in the void, but I did something similar with in that gunslinger only guns only combo where I used the orbs from Doctor Faust's Men in Red, and they knocked the enemy back towards my back, and then I finished with demolition with the enemy behind me.
that's
Completely accidental, I have to say.
I have to experiment with that one time, maybe, if I'm good enough.
Sometimes it's like Faust can be a little bit of RNG.
See, that's like a lot of the DSD stuff. Just
Yeah.
fucks me up because
Especially Interceptor, man. Interceptor, the setups can be rough.
It's why I applaud the fact that you were doing that back in September. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. It is entirely possible. Sorry, Martin asks this. It is entirely possible he already answered it somewhere. Some time ago, the obvious question should be asked. Sorry, some time ago, but the obvious question should be asked. How did DMC become part of his life? Okay, we answered that.
Yeah, we went over that.
Also, he seems like a nice bloke, so say some nice things from me. Okay, so Martin, 2206 said nice things. There you go, Smoke. He said some nice things. We just have to...
Okay, I'm touched.
Final question. The Hitchhiker asked, are you planning on branching out to other games? And if so, what has caught your eye?
When good games come out? I haven't, like... For this channel, I think I'm gonna focus more on action games. So, and those are kind of sparse. Like, the industry doesn't pop up a lot of those, except Soulsborne, that kind of genre, which is not really something I enjoy too much. But we'll see what the industry has for us. There are a few games
I don't even think he
I
meant...
personally want to play. I'm really interested in the Mass Effect remake, not remake, the remastered trilogy. But like that is completely different. Maybe I make content for the channel if people are receptive, but I still don't know.
I don't think he meant games that are coming out. I think he just meant, are you branching out on... Yeah.
Yeah, I do plan on revisiting the older games of the series. Maybe a virtual playthrough of 3. Play a little bit of 4. Play 1. I'm not sure how deep I'm gonna go into those games, but like I'm planning on putting out a Bayonetta video maybe this week. I'm recording some footage. I've been playing that lately, so yeah.
What about Metal Gear Rising? Huh? Any
Yeah, I have to play that. I haven't. I've heard that the virtual character in that game is rather fun. Sam, is it?
Yeah, Sam. He's also Brazilian, so there you go. There's the.
All right. Oh yes. Okay, so now I'm obligated to play it.
Yeah, you like it's part of your oath you take as you become a Brazilian. Yeah, you have to play him.
Exactly.
No, see for me, okay, Metal Gear Rising for me, it's like. For me, I actually hold it above Bayonetta, not in terms of story or how the game is from a casual perspective, but in terms of things you can do in terms of high level play. I think there's more depth. And Sentinel X will probably kill me if he hears this, so don't let him hear it. But I think Metal Gear Rising, it has a little more stuff you can do. There's like, I'll show you off stream, but there's like a bunch of like infinite setups and there's a lot of cool shit you can do. A lot of it's niche. I won't lie, a lot of it is niche, but there's a lot of cool shit you can do, and I think you as a combo player as opposed to like a freestyle player, because I feel like Bayonetta is more freestyle orientated.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but Metal Gear Rising has a lot of tools that are more sort of combo orientated. I think you would like those, so you should check that out. And I would watch a fucking Smoke Metal Gear Rising playthrough. That would be dope.
Oh yeah. One series of games that I want to revisit as well is the God of War series, like the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3 one. Because I played that very casually when it came out. I want to put that like hardest difficulty from the get-go and get my ass handed to me and see the game through a different lens this time.
I've never played them, like the old ones. I played the reboot a little bit, but I never ever played the old ones. I know that they're dope. I've been told they're fucking dope, but I have to.
Over here, people are really salty. Like DMC fans can get really salty about God of War because God of War is a lot more popular, and a lot of people think action games are just God of War and don't even know DMC exists. So we can get kind of salty here.
Okay, last question, because I recognise that I forgot to ask it. Zanzikin, I apologise. I had a very important toilet break that I had to take, and I did this. But Zanzikin asks, what... Sorry, let me just read this question. What his options are... Okay, what are your opinions of the larger DMC communities that you have interacted with compared to the Brazilian community? For example, Are they just as friendly or welcoming?
Um, with the international community, let's phrase it like this. Personally, I have had nothing but pleasant interactions, but I have also witnessed a lot of unpleasant interactions between other people.
Yeah.
And sometimes the community just explodes out of nowhere and everything is up in flames. Whereas the Brazilian community is obviously a lot smaller,
Mm-hmm.
but that's it's a bit more united. And there's never like I don't think I've ever witnessed any sort of drama going on there because like AAA gaming in general in Brazil is very rare because people mostly play free to play games and on low end PCs
League of
and
Legends.
League of Legends, yes. So just finding someone who plays like AAA or maybe even the indie scene, but like plays more involved games, that's already refreshing. And then you see someone that plays DMC as well, like there's a much stronger bond that forms in that shared circumstance. So I think the Brazilian is cherishes that bond a bit more than the international community, but I think that's only natural because of sizes.
I actually agree. See, I'm in the Brazilian Discord. I don't know if we've ever talked in there, Smoke. I know I've talked to Incognito in there before.
Yeah,
Um, but for me, the Brazilian Discord community, it's super, super fucking friendly. Like
yeah,
you've got this fucking gringo in your general chat, and he's talking shite, and he's saying like broken Portuguese, and they're super friendly. So, from my experience, like the Brazilian community is like super, super friendly. It's
yeah. And like the Brazilians in general are a lot more tolerant to things that might offend someone or upset someone because like like our culture is based around joking around
aye.
and like a lot of time I feel that some drama especially on Twitter is someone said something and someone else like got offended and then a shitstorm starts and over here that doesn't happen as much. It does like happen in Brazil, but like with DMC being such a niche thing, we just like laugh together or like hope it like wait till the next joke
Aye.
and then all is good.
I think further on that point is the event that you guys did a couple months back.
Oh yeah, the
Like
Destiny chase time.
aye, like that was one of the fucking dopest parts of like that's like one of the dopest things I've done DMC related like ever. Like I went to
Yeah,
Capcom, fucking UK, that was dope, but the I don't know, the community for like Brazil and how they operate, it's just super chilled, you know, everyone's just throwing compliments. There's like no negativity at all. It's super, super chilled out, super complimentive. It's just a super dope community to be a part of. And once I once I like fully fucking get a grasp on BRPT, that's all you're gonna
yeah.
see. Then I'll be
You
gone.
need to learn. Like you have no excuse. Your girlfriend is Brazilian.
You'll
Come
never
on.
see me speak English again.
Exactly.
Enkinite's a dope player. Shout outs to him. Are you a fan of
Yeah,
him, Smoke? Yeah.
yeah. Inknet is very good. I think him and Mira
Mhm.
and like are some of the best Brazilian players. Like they're really good.
Aye.
Um, there's also Yanoji. He like his execution is like really strong.
Aye.
He's a really good player.
Shout outs to Yanoji. He's another one of the players who like it felt like he was fucking. He didn't exist, and then he popped up, and it was like, what the fuck? This guy is dope as fuck. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a really strong player. I really enjoy watching him play. And he also like he plays quite a bit different than
Mm.
me. So it's always nice to see like what someone else does with the same toolkit and pushes that in a completely different direction.
See, I like Yunoji as well because he fucking just he says whatever he thinks. Like I saw a tweet he put up the other day, and it was like
Yeah, no show.
yeah, it was like Bayonetta DMC playing Bayonetta for the first time is fucking torturous. Like, I was just laughing at that because I was like, you say it whichever way you want to, homie. That's fucking funny as fuck.
As a DMC player who went into Bayonetta, I'm offended. How dare you speak something that is so much true? How dare he speak the truth like that? Yeah, it's so fun.
It's funny because when I'm talking to Ty, I say Brazil, like Scotland is the European Brazil, because we just make fun of how fucking shit living here is and how fucking like dumb we are and fucking
we gotta cope, man. We gotta cope.
Okay, that's us completely out of Twitter questions. If anyone has any final questions in the chat, I don't know if you had the time, Smoke. You can answer those. If not, we can just.
I have some more time.
He's got some more time. It's precious time. You better ask your questions now, motherfuckers. You can tell I've had too many whiskeys because I'm mixing up my words, Smoke. I was just so nervous to talk to such a superstar that I had to get hard on.
Come on. I'm no superstar.
Are you working on videos now anyway? How's it?
Actively working, no. Thinking about, yes.
Any questions in the chat? No? Are we all good? Are we all out of
Alex said that Bayo kicked his ass. Me too, but Bayo has some unfair things in it. So it's okay to be kicked a little bit by it.
Aye, Bayonetta is fucking hard. Like, see that fucking the Bayonetta 2 boss? The kid with the cards, Loki? No, it's not him. It's the one where the fucking priest guy is flying around and he's doing stuff and you have to fight him in the second game. I don't know what the boss is called, but it's...
Well, I have not played the second game. I didn't own a Nintendo console to play it, and so I only know about the first game. The first game has this habit of making enemies attack you right out of cutscenes.
Aye, and this fucking throws me off, aye. Balder, yeah. That's the guy's name, Balder. Kior, you know. Kior... No, Balder, he is fucking solid as a boss. And when you play Bayonetta 2, Smoke, you'll know which fucking boss I'm talking about, because he is a piece of shit.
I do plan on playing it eventually. I just have to get the console.
So we've got two questions here. Lethal Placebo asks, sorry if this has been asked, but what's the longest you've ever spent on a single combo?
I think it's hard to say, because with a lot of my combos, I take small pieces that I either want to try out or that I have already done, and this would look good here.
Yep.
But actively trying, there was a combo that I was trying for a couple of days, and that was the longest. Usually a couple of hours, 3 hours for a single combo. Like, that's already long. Nowadays, it's a lot shorter. Just excuse me.
Yeah, I heard your door getting knocked, homie. I know how it is. Don't worry, I'll hold it down.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Chad, if you have any other questions for Smokey Boy, I know how it is because my door also gets knocked when there's people at the door. So it's like, fuck, how the fuck am I gonna delay this? My goddamn camera points to the door. How the fuck am I gonna delay this? Sorry, I need to go to the toilet.
All right, I'm back.
I was just telling them what my excuses were when people were knocking at the door. It's like, I need to go to the toilet. Be right back. Yeah, go on. Sorry, I know you were. Were you anymore?
Where was I?
I forget, to be honest. I'm fucking drunk, homie. You remember? You expect me to remember? God damn it! No, I'm joking.
Okay, let's go to the next question then. We were about longest combo. A couple of days for one particular combo. Then usually, like, a very long combo takes like 3 hours. Nowadays, like, I can make a full combo video. Like, I can record footage for that in less than an hour. I usually make 3-4 combos. So yeah.
What is your sort of process for recording combos? Do you tend to do it in sort of record a bunch of combos in a batch, or do you just do one when you feel like doing one? You know, do a couple when you feel like doing a couple, or do you purposefully go out and record a big batch and then maybe schedule the videos?
I really have no set process. Sometimes it's just, I have a nice idea for a combo. Let's see if it works. Then when I get to then I record it, and then let's try some other things and see what sticks. Sometimes I record a bunch. Sometimes I record just one. There was a time that I was recording a bunch all the time. Now it's a bit more sparse.
It's because, like, you know what it is, man. Fucking, the further the game's lifespan goes on, the harder it is to come up with ideas. It's fucking.
Yeah, you start exhausting your possibilities and things you're comfortable with, and things that are even possible in the game. Sometimes, like, you reach a limit. Oh, that doesn't work. Or sometimes a setup that you have in mind that looks really good in your head. You make it work in the game, and it looks like shit. So you just drop it.
I've been there a few times, mate. There's been a few times where it's like, I bet this ledge is super dope, and the ledge is super lame. So that does happen. There was a couple more questions. Smoke. Let me just scroll up. Would you like enemies in DMC to be a bit more aggressive, like Bayonetta ones?
Yes, but not at the base difficulties. From Son of Sparta up, I would like a bit more aggressiveness. If not, more numbers. I think I've been playing LDK, the LDK mod a bit recently,
Yep.
and just higher numbers really changes the game because the enemies are still slow to attack you, but when there's a bunch of them, it's very hard to time your defense, and it changes how you play. So either more aggressiveness or more numbers, and numbers is limited by the hardware. DMC5 came out towards the end of the generation, so there was only so much it could draw from.
Yeah.
But a bit more aggressiveness, I think, would go a long way towards making the combat a bit more dangerous. Though I think it sits in a good place. I don't think it's like too lenient. I think in the spectrum that works, it's more heavily towards leniency, but it's still acceptable, perfectly acceptable.
And the final question I saw was from Ronofalls. I'm probably saying that wrong. Yeah. Smoke, what was the hardest tech for you to learn?
There are a couple different answers for that, because there is the one that I know how to do, but I cannot execute properly, and the one that now I can execute somewhat well, but took me a while to master. The one that I cannot execute properly is the Mustang fart glitch, where you make Dante shoot a shotgun blast out of his butt.
Okay, clearly I have been away from DMC5 for some time because
I have a video on that. It's been this, like, I've discovered this a long time ago. I don't think anyone else figured that one out. And sadly, like, it's really difficult to do. I think it's frame perfect. I do it by mashing, essentially, and it's a very low percentage. But it looks really funny.
You're gonna make me pull out the fucking Fallout 1960s ass TV again just to show this shit, because you know you have to. Send me that shit. Yeah. Fucking shotgun fart glitch. He comes on and he drops fucking
shotgun fart glitch. I tried to make this famous, but it didn't get a lot of traction. Okay, let me pull out.
It didn't get a lot of traction from Smoke.
Here you go. The thumbnail is awful. I was experimenting.
These combos made Dante fart. I fucking love this thumbnail, homie. I love it. Okay, let me just sort this out. My mouse is a little broken. It like sometimes it double clicks and sometimes it doesn't click at all. It's horrible. Okay, let's go. These combos made Dante fart. Hashtag. You need to get your three hashtags in there. That is of utmost important.
Yeah, like I found out about the hashtags a bit later.
Yeah, me too. Like it was some random. Like it was like some random RTS game, and he was like, you should put your three hashtags in. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah. Sometimes I still forget about them. Oh well.
I don't think they made. Oh shit! What the fuck did I do? I don't think they make much of a difference, to be honest. Okay, let's see. The most flatulent combo video ever. Observe. Oh meu Deus. Oh, you did fart. You let one rip. I saw it.
Yeah, I added to the fart noise. Like, you can see where the bullet is coming from.
Oh, there was a fart noise? Okay, hold on.
It's towards the beginning of the combo. more combos. I think this one is correct. Let's see if there are more combos in the video.
Hold on, we need to get a replay there. That was good.
Do it in slow motion. I think it's easier to see the fart coming out.
It may just be because I'm fucking drunk, Smoke, but that was funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking...
Yeah, you gotta laugh a little bit. Also, the one that I now can do kind of well, but took me the longest, was in this last combo, which was the jump canceling trick down.
Let me just... Okay. Let me put it back to the start of the combo.
Yeah, a bit before that.
Is that a bit before? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
At the very beginning.
Turns out I was totally fucking off, but you know what? We roll with it.
Yeah, I think the next combo after this. Yeah, this one. Right here. I'm delayed, chat. Excuse me. But yeah, jump canceling trick down was just... like, it's so weird because you have to let go of lock on, and the mechanical part of that is really awkward.
If I'm not mistaken, I think... Wasn't it DK that fucking first showed that shit off? I feel like it was.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. The first time I saw it was in the DK, I think, video or stream. I don't remember. And he was doing that in freestyle. I was like, God damn. He's freestyling the stuff I can only do like in very controlled combo videos.
It's disgusting, isn't it? You watch DK play and you're like, what the fuck? Okay, mate. You're just playing.
We see you here in chat, DK.
Yeah.
We see you.
You're just playing a video back, aren't you? Oh wait, no, you're not. What the fuck? This isn't sequenced. What the fuck? Yeah, he's a goddamn animal. DK for me is like my DMC in general greatest of all time, because he can just go from DMC3 like playing. Is the podbox still up? No, it's not. Okay, he can just go from playing DMC3 fluently to playing DMC5 or 4 fluently, like at a very high level, and that shit is insane. Because they all have their own little intricacies, and they've got different timing on your controllers and stuff, and it's like, you watching it, you're like, okay, you fucking...
I agree. DK, get your clickbait game on. You're gonna be big.
DK, here's what you do, okay? Next video you upload, you say, this combo broke my hands, and your hands are actually fucked, so you have an excuse to write it, so you can... No, but DK is one of those players that I would love to see blow up, because he is so, like, his brain is just a fucking... like a giant server of information about these games. You could learn so much. Like, everyone can learn so much from that guy. He's probably, like, the most knowledgeable player we have that is still around in the community. And
absolutely.
And that is insane. But I love the fart combos. Those were good. I had no idea that glitch existed, actually.
Yeah, you know the glitch where you shoot the shotgun and throw the rose kind of at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that during a Mustang. Like, that's just it. But the timing is really strict, so every time I try to do the combo, I just mash and then keep following through the ones that land.
That video was good. That video deserves so much many more views. I didn't think I would have to say that on a Smoke fucking video.
Compared to my numbers, kind of flopped, and I was expecting more out of it because it's such a meme.
It was good.
Oh well, it was fun to make.
It might just be because I am absolutely pissed on the old Irish caipirinhas, but that was funny. Okay, well, unless you've got anything else you want to talk about, Smoke, unless you've got anything you want to plug. I know you did want to talk about speedrunners at one point. I don't know if that's...
I just think that it's important for us to recognize the various ways that the game can be enjoyed, be them freestyle, combo making, uh, speed running, making art, making memes. Like I think they're all valid ways to interact with the franchise. I don't think necessarily one is more important than the other. I think everything together makes for a more interesting environment of the fandom.
Who's your favorite speedrunner? Is it? It's got to be Cosmic, right? It's got to.
It's cosmic because like we talk quite a bit, and he is, if not the best, one of the best, and he's also a really chill dude. So what's not to like?
Aye, Cosmic. He is just one of the cunts that you could fucking like. If you get pissed, if you get drunk right now, drunk as fuck, Cosmic is got to be the go-to guy to have a conversation with because he can just fucking yeah, he can talk for days, homie. Is there any interest for you to speedrun any of the games? Is that something that's...
The thing with speedrunning is that it's a very specific angle to approach a video game. You're going for efficiency, and efficiency. And that's not really what interests me most about any game that I play, really. I'm always looking for the novelty. I'm looking for the interesting things of pushing the boundaries. And like, say, in a card game, I like going for those weird rogue decks that work 1 out of 10 times, but when it does, it's glorious. And in DMC, I do combo making not because I want to make a combo and push buttons really fast. I do it because I want to explore what's possible with the game and try to do interesting stuff. And I think that's also why I'm not super into fighting games, because fighting games are all about optimizing your inputs and the health and your meter. And there's not a lot of room for creativity. You just want to punch the other guy more than he punches you, and that's kind of it.
I think it's the competitive aspect as well. Is like it puts me off because I get super fucking salty.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Like I'm not a super sore loser, but sometimes it gets annoying.
You ever do the DMC the PvP stuff that DMC put out? You ever done?
I haven't, because like my computer could not handle. Now I got an upgrade, so who knows?
Yeah, so now you have to take me on, the king of. No, I'm joking.
Oh really?
we can make it happen. We can do like a chess boxing setup where it's like we do Age of Mythology first, and then fucking DMC.
Let's bore the audience first, and then get to the good stuff.
Maybe we should start with DMC5 PvP. That's a good point.
No, we gotta save the best for last. Like get that watch time high. Otherwise, everybody is gonna like watch DMC and then just drop.
I knew I should have brought my notepad. You know, there's so many good viewing.
We gotta think business.
You're business first, and actually, I'm business last, which is why my business doesn't exist. But yeah, sorry, go on, Smoke.
No, I'm actually like I want to do PvP sometimes, but I'm more interested in co-op because co-op is where like the really fun stuff is gonna happen.
We should do like a because there's like a 4-player co-op now, isn't there? We could do like
I think so.
Me and you and fucking Devil Never Cry and DK. Why not? Oh, D Cosmic's been summoned. I knew you would fucking as soon as you say his goddamn name, he shows up.
Yeah.
I thought Millz. You see, I don't rock a mullet, Cosmic. That's your game. I just rock like a Lego man haircut. You know, like the little Lego men you get. They got like a little haircut and it's perfect. That's what I got. I'm not a mullet guy. Come on. But yeah, no, the DMC5 PvP stuff. It's like it's dumb fun. Like I did it once in like a stream. Like I just challenged random people, got my ass whooped. It's like dumb fun, but it's like me and Hitchhiker were talking about doing like a tournament at one point.
Like there's so much to abuse in the game.
It's not really viable. It would have to be like a completely. You don't get a reward. You just get like a well done default hair. Yeah. Tony Hawk. I can't believe I'm actually getting slagged for hair by fucking Jack Nicholson over here.
Yeah, I think I would have a pretty good shot at a quote unquote tournament because I fought the boss Dante so many times for a video, and that fight is really unfair. So you get used to dealing with the crap that's possible in the game.
You watched me get my... Because I can remember I was fucked up, I was drunk, but I can't remember, strictly speaking, you were there, like...
I was there.
Helping me through it. That was hard. That was difficult, that shit.
Yeah, like, he They tuned him up quite a bit compared to Virgil.
Can you imagine, like, I know it's pure pish, like, it's never gonna happen, but can you imagine, like, a fucking, like, a Dante boss, like, modeled after, for example, like, DH or DK or something like that you have to beat? Like, holy fuck, that would be fucking hype as fuck.
I feel like if you take like any of the high level players and make a boss around that, like it's a lot harder to react to a real player than it is to like a computer with set patterns and all that. Like there comes a time where you just get used to it. Like you take me, you take DK, you take Kyo, Donguri, whatever. It's gonna be hell. Like nobody's beating that boss.
It's gonna be aye, for like most for human mode, they model the boss after Millz. I knew for a fact. As soon as I saw that goddamn name, DE Cosmic, I knew I was gonna get roasted. So it's whatever. I don't even pay attention to these insults.
The roast comes from the heart.
No, shout outs to DE Cosmic. He's some boy. He's always gonna be my fallback. Like when I run out of people to bring on this show, it's gonna be like, right, where's Cosmic?
Your time has come.
Once again. But yeah, thanks Smoke for coming on. I think we're all out of questions to bug you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a pleasure. I wish you all the success. Here's to 20,000 more subs. Don't worry, Millz. I'll DM you later and we can cry together. You know what's gonna happen. It's like goddamn therapy sessions.
It's a date.
But yeah, thanks Smoke for coming on.
Just wait a second. I think Cosmic has a question for me.
Oh,
it's cool.
Oh no.
It's cool.
Here we go.
I can leave Cosmic Hand.
I think you should because I feel like it's
maybe sometime soon. Maybe sometime not so soon. I don't know.
Have you ever completed DMC 1, Smoke?
I have very little recollection.
Me too.
Of it.
Me too.
I played it after playing 2. I started with 3, then I went 2, then I went 1, and I think just 2 made me erase all that piece of memory that I have.
See, that's where I was, Smoke. Like, I fucking when I started speedrunning DMC 1, like I 100% would get lost. Like I had like very very little knowledge of that game of like where to go and stuff. Let me tell you, Smoke, that is one of the like I've done 3 proper speedruns. I've done Metal Gear Rising, New Game Plus. I have done Ape Escape, New Game. Well, I've tried. I've never done a full complete run because it's a hard game, okay? But listen, I tried. And I've done DMC 1. And DMC 1 is the most fun out of the 3. Like, it feels like that game was made to be speedrunned. But it is so fun, like, 100%. Like, if you're going to speedrun any of the DMC games, DMC 1 is like it is enjoyable, super enjoyable. I think Cosmic.
I have to replay it first because the thing I remember most about 1 is that I got lost a lot in it.
Me too. Like, that's the way I was. Like I wasn't confident in running it at all. But Cosmic has a super good tutorial up, and it's very easy to follow. And exactly, it's the most competitive DMC. Don't listen to him talk about DMC 5 as his favourite. He's not talking. He's not telling the truth. He's just brownie points for DMC 5.
I think if I ever run anything, I think it's gonna be 5, just because it's the game I'm most comfortable with. But I might follow that up with others.
I'm sure Cosmic would like the competition if you were to run DMC 5. You know, because he's claiming all those free world records and stuff.
Oh yeah, like one thing I love about speedrunning community is like, oh, this run's garbage, gets world record.
Yeah, like this run was total shit, but it got world record. Yeah, so exactly, you have to take it to him. Although I am sad that you sort of rebutted the whole DMC 1 thing, but you know what, Smoke, I can move on and forgive. So DMC 5 it is.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe I'll get a taste for it and go after those DMC 1 world records.
What were his long-term content goals? Now since we talked about the DMC related goals, Smoke, what about any non-DMC related long-term content goals?
I want to explore other action games and like with DMC, I want to make the tutorials. If Cosmic wasn't here, I want to finish some tutorials. And then I kind of like, I'm just winging it, to be honest. I never had like this master plan. I'm just like seeing what works, what doesn't, and seeing like how people react to the content that I make. Because views notwithstanding, in the end, we're making content for people. Like it's not just a number on the screen, so it has to be something people enjoy.
Yeah, that's it. That is it first and foremost. Here's a question for you, Smoke. How are you going to differentiate your tutorials from, say, Chaser Text, for example, or the Steam guides that are available? How do you plan?
Yeah, the difference in that is that I'm coming from a place that's approachable to someone of a lower level, like someone who's not necessarily ready to know about jump canceling yet, who just needs to hear lock onto the enemies to not miss your attacks, use your attacks as movement. I'm trying to make a more gradual skill curve in the tutorials. And in the end, I'm gonna get into that territory that has already been trodden. But I think then the people who are gonna watch it instead of watching the other guys are the people who are along for the journey and not just getting into it.
Okay, well, that was I think that's us. Like, actually, a lot of questions now. I know I said that like 20 minutes ago, Smoke, but I think we're.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I was looking forward to this one because I couldn't wait to harass you with the questions. And honestly, like, I had a lot of respect for you before, but after hearing your answers to the questions, I have a lot more respect for you. That was super dope to hear it. So yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. It's been a blast, and we can do other stuff. Maybe get that PvP, that Age of Mythology. We'll be chatting. And for chat, I hope you all enjoyed. It's been fun. And see ya. Ciao.
Take care. Ciao. Bye, Cosmic. Yeah, I think next time we come on, I'm gonna try and get Jojo Wi-Fi. He's a little inactive, so it's hard to get a hold of him. Like, it's hard to get consistently a hold of him. If not, I don't think Victor Barber's up for it because he's Brazilian, we have discovered. So, but I'll find someone. But yeah, thanks, Smoke. Appreciate it for coming on. It was super dope. I fucking love talking to the DMC homies, and this was no exception. So, very much appreciated. Obrigado, meu amigo. That's all the Brazilian I have. I apologize. I've not been learning very much. Thanks, everyone. We're going to raid. I think the raid that we're going to give is the Metal Gear Solid speedrunning community. You ever played any MGS games, Smoke? You ever delve into that?
I have tried the third one, I think. Was one for PlayStation 1, but I couldn't get into it because I didn't speak English, so I wasn't understanding the story. And
That's
I haven't.
It's hard enough to comprehend the story when you fucking speak English. Never mind when you don't. So yeah, that makes
exactly. And much less speak. I don't speak Japanese, so that option was off.
That is. Although, see, to be fair, there is a fucking shit ton of Japanese people in Brazil because of the. And I read about this. It was because of the immigrating after the war.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Like in my region, there's quite a bit, but like in São Paulo. It's a bit north of me. Like, there's a bunch of Japanese people.
You're from Sao Paulo, is that?
No, I'm south of São Paulo.
Sao Paulo
in
is
that,
like. Sorry, go on.
I'm in that like Fen region in the very south.
Sao Paulo is like the main city that I want to see in Brazil. Like Rio de Janeiro is like the normie place. But it's Sao Paulo I want to visit because from what Ty's told me, it's like super dope.
Yeah, if you want to go like to some top tier beaches, like there are some that tourists don't know about. Like I can give you some recommendations.
Okay, well you can hook me up off stream,
Yeah.
Just to prevent me from saying goodbye and thank you for like the fourth time, like a big.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, let's end the stream now.
But yeah, thanks everyone, and there we go. There's the raid for. Yeah, okay, that's worked. Bye everyone. Bye Smoke. Bye.
Bye Mills. Bye chat.